Um, Now it's showing my viewer count as 0, and it's showing the broadcast as being non-functional. Oh wait, do I need to get water over here? No? No, I have proper zoning for water, so that's good. Okay. Now where are they going? Oh, there's a fire in one of the residential buildings. So hopefully my fire station is going to take care of that. Alright, say bye to Tara. She has to go back to class. Oh yes, look at all the pedestrians coming. Unfortunately, my fire trucks are stuck in traffic. They do have to wait for lights, which I think is weird. They won't bypass traffic. But that's intended to be a part of the game. You need to... Where are they going? I want to see where these guys are going. Maybe they're using the transit system to get here? Hey, Mo! How you doing, Mo? Come here. Okay, you can just chill, do whatever you want. If you want to come hang out, you can come hang out. Oh. Say something, Sin, if you can see the broadcast, okay. Oh, that is so cool. How you doing, Purr? Where are they going? It must be... Are they going to the university? If they're going to the university, that's too fucking cool. Alright, careful, buddy. You're getting tangled up here. Look at that. I don't know where they're going. There we go. Now it seems to be working right. I was able to get the chat to pull up on my phone, or the... That's so cool. Okay. And I do... Oh, wait, I have money now. I can totally put in a high school like I wanted to. Alright, so... Where can I fit this thing? Okay. So I can fit it right there. I think we'll be fine. And then maybe a small playground? No. Ooh, that's actually really cool. Playground, small playground. Can I build it there, or does it have to be attached to a road? It totally does. And if I wanted to put it there, I'd have to demolish that building, so I'm okay with it not being there. So there's the high school. That's cool. I need a bus route. And then I'm still contending with buildings being abandoned because there aren't enough workers. The problem is that I just put in this education complex, this campus here. Hi, Mo. With schools, and that's great for my offices. It's not so great for my industry, which now is suffering from not enough uneducated workers. Okay. Somebody say something in the chat if you're here, because I'm not getting anything. It's telling me it's telling me I don't have any viewers, and I'm not getting anything in the chat. So if that's not right, go ahead and let me know. Hi, Mo. What's up? What are you doing? Fuck, you're hairy. Alright, let me check my zoning here. Okay, so that's low density commercial. I don't know if I want commercial on the street here like this. But whatever, it's coming together. Excellent, okay. So my money... Oh my god, my money is through the roof. This is amazing. Okay, and I can take that loan. What does that loan do? Hi, Mo. I should probably only take out the loan if I need it. So it's a $200,000 loan, and I have to pay back $30,000 over 520 weeks. That's crazy. I can take it, but I shouldn't go too crazy with it. So let's go ahead and do that, and let's go ahead and let's just say fuck it and cash in all of our loans and take out new ones. Okay, so that's gonna give us 500 grand. I've never had this much money before. This is crazy. So we gotta figure out what we're gonna do here. We need more industry. I think it's time to redo, because there are two... there are a couple of areas that I want to expand into. For one, I want to take Bay Cliff and I want to swing out and start building stuff up here. That's going to be really cool. I'm not really sure how I want to do it, because I could get away with probably putting some roads. Mo, Mo, what are you doing? Get off my cord, bro. Mo. Okay. Hi. Let me see if I can't, Mo, get up for a minute. Move for a minute. Just get off of me, real quick. I'm try to adjust the camera so you can get in the shot. What's that? No. There's a delay here. It's a little bit better. Let me go ahead and... Whatever. That's better. Alright. So I could probably... If I do this, where does the zoning go? I could do like a completely... It's not a bad idea. Now, you can build roads and have it not really be a big deal. Now, one of the main problems I'm contending with is people aren't coming to work in the industrial park, and I don't know why. It's very strange. Oh, I didn't realize I finished that pedestrian bridge. That's good. Why are people not coming to work? I'm getting a lot of unemployment here. Let me take a look here. I'm gonna pause the game, and I'm gonna look at some of these buildings that need employees and what's wrong. Not enough educated workers. Okay, so then in that case, it's good that I'm building the university because we need more educated workers. So maybe I need to start getting rid of some industry and putting in more offices? I did want to put offices here at some point. You know what? Let's go ahead and... Oh, that is an office. Okay, yeah. I must have changed that already. No, that's a low-density commercial building. What am I doing? I'm looking at the wrong color. So let's... There we go. Put in an office zone. And then where else could I sneak in some offices? Because let me see. That's high-density residential. Now, offices don't make noise, which makes them really ideal. Here, let's get rid of these low-density houses. And let's make these office buildings. And maybe I can make that an office building? But we don't really need low-density residential as much. This is meant to be a primarily high-density area, and then let's probably make some buildings on the main street into offices. So let's see here. That's low-density commercial, and that's kind of the main business in this area. And then the sides are all going to be residential primarily. But I could probably... See, that's commercial right there. You know what? Offices make for a really good buffer for noise, so I could probably... What is that? Why is that? That's a commercial building? Okay, so that's low-density commercial, low-density commercial. There's my fire station. I think I don't want houses on this block, so how about... but I need housing. But you know what? I need housing, but I don't need commercial as much. So fuck it, what's the rank on these? These are kind of okay. Let's go ahead and get rid of this and rezone it as office, so they'll start building offices. Okay, boy, like I said, I wasn't expecting the stream to work, so I wasn't entirely prepared to cast all of this. Because right now, I'm kind of not sure what I want to do. Is that already an intersection? Because if that's already an intersection, I can totally extend that and send it down, which would mean I could link up with that. Oh, that's good. That's really good. What is this, a 1-2 lane? Okay, so I could make Traffic is becoming an issue. Case in point, well, that's not too bad actually. They're getting ready to turn. They're just waiting for a light. We have a lot of incoming traffic coming in. I guess I can do a quick overview of the city and what we have so far. A lot. But the dotted line, I don't know how well it's showing up on the stream, but the dotted line represents the limit. Oh god, I could expand into this area. Oh, I'm excited. There's a lot of stuff I could do, and then I could connect that. That would work. Hang on. It looks like a dead body's not being picked up. What's going on there? Let's go ahead and look at death care. Ooh, we don't have very good coverage for death care, which means I need to put in another crematorium somewhere. I think we have good healthcare coverage. Yep, there's a little clinic here. Although I might move the clinic. I might want it to be closer to the university. But whatever. We'll actually maybe I can put it right next to the high school. I gotta be careful though. I mean, I do have a 2-lane street, but that's the only thing connecting here. I think. Let me see. Can I get away with maybe? Nope. It would destroy the high school. I don't want that. I could definitely move the high school, but then it would cut in to some of the roadways that I have over there. We could do it. I'm not the roadways. It would cut into the zones, which would mean there'd be limited buildings over there, but we could probably do it. I'm thinking what I want to do is take the roads off to the sides and make more connections back to the main street. So let's see if I can't do that. If I did that, I would need to move the high school, and that would cost $4,800. I could afford that, but I would need to move it so that it would be 2 squares over, so that I could fit a road there, and then I could probably do that. So let's go ahead and do that. Fuck! I don't think I moved it enough. But whatever. I got money. I can do that again if I need to. Yeah. Fuck. That's embarrassing. I'm gonna have to spend another $4,800 just to move it over 1 square. No. What? It's okay. There we go. Oh god. I hate doing that. Let's go ahead and make this, I think, a regular street. Yes. Okay. And then we'll make an intersection. We'll put that like that. Okay, and then where can I get away with putting another road? Maybe I'd like to have a road go around the high school? That might be cool. Let's see. Nope, that's too close, so let's try to move it. No, a little bit over this way. And, nope, okay, a little bit more. Let's move it. I don't like that. Okay. I wanna break up traffic. Oh wait, no, that's not an intersection. No, I can do this. Okay, so let's see what that does. Boom, and now it makes the zoning a little funky right there. You can see it restructures the way the zones are shaped, and I am getting a little divot right there, but it should be okay. And then I don't want this. That can go away, and then we can go ahead and upgrade this to an area with trees, and then maybe I can do, and then that way we have some parking here, and then can I get away with adding some decorative walkways, or does that count as being on the property of the high school? It totally does. I can't put any walkways there. But okay. Cooking with gas, and since this is already an intersection, I can go ahead and bring this up and through, but then I also want to figure out, so I got to figure out where I'm going to put the crematorium. So here's what I'm thinking. That's already an intersection. Well, it's not an intersection because it's a two-way street. Two-way streets, when they intersect, they don't make stoplights. They just make stop signs. So they don't hold up traffic, which is really nice. But let's see. I'm kind of going to be all over the place because I don't really have a focus right now. Like, I don't know what my overarching plan was. Where I last left off, I was trying to figure that out. I don't know if I want that to cut through all the way like that. But I want it to go, let's do that, because I can always erase this. And then let's take, I think I want to do this, because we could probably get away with just doing it like, ooh, that'll be really nice, actually. Let's do a freeform road. I haven't done a freeform road in this area in a long time. Let's put it right in the middle, and let's put it kind of like that. And the problem with freeform roads is they limit zoning because the zones have to kind of break up in order to fit the shape of the road. I don't know if that's curvy enough to warrant there being a freeform road. Because if as opposed to that, what I could do is I could just say straight and take a road and just bring it straight. Ooh, now that's actually not bad, but what happens if I do that? No, it curves too much. So if I did it just like that, then we get this really nice even road, which gives me a lot of zone spaces. I could make this a very dense urban residential block. And then I could make this, here, let's do this one freeform, and let's make it, and I could do something like, ooh, I could do that. Would that be doing too much? Because then there would be two intersections right next to each other. Or I could bring it like that. Nah, I don't want to do that. Let's go ahead and do a little cul-de-sac type thing here, and let's see if we can't get away with like there. Okay. Okay, and then what can I put in the middle there? I could probably put some more housing. This is probably going to be a housing sector. Let me make sure I got my water hooked up. No, I don't. Okay, that's good. Good thing I checked that before I started placing down buildings. So let's go ahead and make this a little bit nicer. I've been trying to make this area more symmetrical compared to a lot of the stuff that I've been making so far. So let's go ahead and bring that out to here, that out to there. And let's lay down some more water pipes right there, and bring it back to the, probably make that a little prettier. Okay, no, that's fine. It's stuff that you're never gonna look at. It's like, but I know it's there, you know? You can't see the water lines, they're underground, so it's kind of silly to try to focus so much on making them as perfect as possible. Now you can see, oh, we might do, bring that across here. And that provides coverage to that area. And then there's a little gap in the middle. So what we'll do is we'll bring this water main as best we can just right down the middle to that intersection, give or take. Okay. Cool. So that's supplied with water. What do I need? I need residential, but I need to be careful because this area that I just constructed does not have a lot of traffic lanes connecting to it. So anybody who lives here is going to have a hard time getting anywhere else. I've tried to alleviate part of that problem. Okay, that works. I just don't know if I like the metro line. Maybe I want to have it go another way. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now I remember what I was going to do. So that can be a residential area. All right. So I think it might be time to make a decision. Oh, by the way, I want to engage the chat. I'm looking for names for districts. Just to give you an idea, this is like the really, really high-end, nice little part of town. It's, well, I don't want to say high-end. It's like a stately, kind of homely, really nice, sort of old town kind of thing, and it's sort of isolated by these different expressways. And so it's just this really interesting space that I really like because it has... because it's just so secluded and cut off, and it only has a couple of streets, namely, let me see here, has this street coming up here connecting under the freeway, and then it has like two little streets here, and then another street over here. I've been thinking about what to do with this freeway. I don't think I want to keep this freeway like this. I think I want to make the main street come out, but I'm not really sure how I'm going to handle that. Maybe I want to make it elevated, because I could probably get away with doing another elevated, because it's a long story, but I'm going to try to cover it as best I can. This 6-lane expressway ferries a lot of traffic from the industrial sector, and originally, before I constructed the freeway, this was my primary means of getting supply trucks in and out of the industrial sector, and so I made this expressway elevated because I didn't want it to have to stop on the way to the main intersection with the road leading out of the city. Now that's less of a problem, but I like the way it looks. Now it does make access to this town a little difficult because there's only a couple roads connecting up through a very low-speed traffic residential area, which is a little bit of a concern. This right here, this roundabout, is a holdover. It's been like this for ages. This goes back to when this used to be really far away from my city before everything kind of spread out in this direction. And so I'm not really sure what I want to do with it, but I'm thinking I might turn it into another 6-lane expressway and make it elevated, and then take some more roads and connect them underneath, kind of like I've already done with this area, and then make another residential district right here that, with some offices, and that'll help. Okay, I'm thinking this is gonna work. And that'll help with the industrial slowdown that I'm experiencing, and it won't inhibit this district being really pretty and secluded. I think that's a good idea. And I'll be able to keep this little express lane, which doesn't serve as much of a purpose now that I don't have any outgoing traffic that uses it. Because like I said, before I constructed that freeway going around, this expressway used to be the main route from the industrial district out of the city, and I had to build this flyover in order to allow the massive amount of traffic to just merge directly onto the freeway rather than have to line up at this intersection. But that's not a problem anymore now that that traffic is bypassing using the freeway. But I love the way it looks, and I love the way it passes over this street here, and it's historic. I'm gonna keep it. It's not really serving much of a practical function, but I'm totally gonna fucking keep it because it's cool as shit. And I might just turn it into an elevated expressway. But okay, let me look at some of these buildings. I gotta make my plan here and figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do. So they don't have enough educated workers. They need highly educated and educated workers. And then what's my school system look? Okay, yeah, that's cool. What's my school system look like? So elementary school, I'm low on availability. High school, I'm low on availability. University, I have plenty. The university is great because it actually covers a lot of citizens. So I do 15% of my population is highly educated. Okay, so I'm actually over capacity on my high school, and I'm over capacity on my elementary schools. The industrial park obviously doesn't have any schools, so boy. Okay, so I have some stuff that I want to do, so that's cool. Let's experiment. Okay, let's experiment a little bit because I want to learn more about roads. Chiefly, I want to figure out how I'm going to manage this interchange, because this was kind of a slapdash solution. And I'm gonna go ahead and play it here for a second. This was just thrown together. It's basically the freeway on-ramps and, well, not on-ramps, they're just the freeways. The freeways just terminate into one-way 6-lane roads, which on the surface of things seems great because it allows a lot of buildup, but as you can see, everybody turning left just lines up and backs up this one lane here, and it's a real mess. And they have to wait for that light, and then they have to turn onto that street and wait for that light, and it's just creating a lot of backup for incoming traffic, and I want to fix that. For some reason, they're not using the freeway, which I wish they would. There's some traffic getting off on the freeway, which is what I want them to do, but a lot of them are taking surface streets, which isn't totally bad. It's just less than optimal. Oh, see, where's he going? Oh, they're exiting the city. Okay, these are timber. They're exporting lumber. But okay. And you can see I want to try to alleviate traffic on this main intersection because it's become a big problem. I have some transit systems, and you can see there's tons of pedestrians going everywhere, and it's kind of a mess, and they hold up traffic. And I would like to do what I can to try to alleviate the traffic flow through this intersection. You can see people are having to stop to wait for people to cross the street so that they can get on the street there, and it's just kind of a pain in the ass, and it holds up traffic. And you can see these people are still backed up for a good distance. It's not a big problem, but here's what I want to do. I want to find an empty space out here. I'm going to turn that down. I don't need to listen to myself. Okay, so let's say I have 2 freeways, and what do I have that on? Straight? Let's do straight. Let's say I have 2 freeways, and I want the freeways to merge into and basically interchange to a 6-lane road going 2 ways. So let's go ahead and give myself a little bit of distance here, and let's experiment with some interchanges and figure out how the hell I'm going to do this, because I could probably get away, because there won't have to be a stoplight. And actually, I can find a really good example of this right here. This is something that's going to take some time to explain, so I won't go over it in too gratuitous a detail. But normally when you merge these are 6-lane one-way roads that are all coming in this direction. Normally, if they ran into each other, there'd be an intersection with a stoplight. But here what I've done is I've made the intersection be highway, so that all traffic that's coming in here just merges onto these little sections of highway, and then they just merge into traffic without having to stop. And it works really well, and I really like it. And that's something that I want to try to replicate. And you can see all these trucks coming out of my my timber mill, taking lots of logs and whatever. And then all the traffic just gets back on the freeway. And similarly, I have a highway coming down here, which then transitions into a 6-lane road going one way with 6-lane one-way roads coming off of it, so that it doesn't have to stop because they're just going in one direction, and that way they can all just turn. So that's cool. What I want to do is figure out if I can get away with doing that, because what I could do is I could take some... What can I do here? I could go to like a 40... No, not straight. I don't want to do straight. Maybe I can get away with straight, but probably not, because if I try to do it this way, it kind of works, but not really. And that would just bottleneck traffic. So I want to see if I can't do that with... let's try freeform, and let's try a freeway here, and see if we can't do, say, like a 45-degree angle, give or take. Will that snap? No, okay. So let's do like a 45-degree angle, and let's try to connect it. Whoops, fuck. 45-degree angle, maybe not even that, like, I don't know, like 30 degrees, and have that. I'm kind of eyeballing it here because the Xbox version does not have very robust tools. Okay, that'll work. That's actually really good. That's exactly what I want. So I can do this. So let's see, change direction, and let's make sure this is going that direction, and let's make that go, wait, wrong way. So that's coming in, and we want that to go out. So this comes in. So what happens if I change, oh God. Oh, fuck, how do I do this? See, that's not gonna work. So maybe I can get away with... Aha! Okay. And then does that make a light? No, it doesn't, so I can do it. Okay. Okay, we're cooking with gas now. This'll work. What'd you say congrats for? Yeah, I know, it's a little... The PC version has mods. I'm actually very surprised by the robustness of this Xbox version. It's very, very nice, and I like it a lot. I wonder... I have a lot of money saved up. I could probably get away with... What is that, 45 grand? I want to start experimenting with railroads, too, so I can go ahead and place that. And then I can say, get rid of it and refund some of my money, and now I can place down railroads, which I haven't been able to place before in the past. So let's see. I don't really know anything about railroads. This is literally the first time in the game I've ever... You have to place down a rail station before you can place railroads, and I've never placed down a rail station until what you just saw right now, so that's cool. Let's go ahead and experiment a little bit here with this. Why would you connect a railroad? That's so weird. But okay, let's see if we can't get away with placing it... How close to a freeway can we get? No, I don't want it to snap. Stop snapping. Why are you trying to snap? Ugh, that's one thing I don't like about the Xbox version, is it has some magnetism. Fuck, I don't know if I'm going to be able to... Okay. Let's see if we can get away with straight, and then let's make a straight railroad. Okay, and it's... I knew that. It's 2 lanes, or two directions. So then let's see if we can't... You can't cross freeway with rails, which is good. And then what am I doing here? Straight. I want to do straight. Okay, so we should, ideally, be able to make this go like... So they have to not even be touching. So this is going to be really weird to work out how to do this. But I want to try to get it as parallel as I can. So, alright, let's try this. I'm going to use some low-cost gravel roadways just to be able to kind of size it out. You don't have a proper sizing tool that shows distances and grid markers, but I want to try to see if I can make this precise using this method. So you can see when you're using the straight road tool, it actually shows you little grid lines that indicate where the end of a block is. Well, that's kind of what I'm experimenting with. This is all experimental. I've never fucked around with railroads. I don't even have a rail station yet. I'm honestly dreading the logistics. Well, not dreading. I'm actually kind of excited, but I'm kind of dreading the logistics. Okay, space already occupied. By what? It doesn't let me... Is that what's going on? It won't let me intersect? Oh, wait. Am I looking at freeways? Yes, I'm looking at freeways. So then, can I get away with, like... Why does it say space already occupied? Is it because it's too close? So what if I get rid of this? Then will it let me do it? So then can I go freeway and start there and make it go straight? Wait, will it let me do it? But that's not perfectly straight, so let's see. Lined up right there. If you try to snap a road to an existing straight road, it will attempt to make it clip on straight, but it doesn't always work exactly right. So let me see if I can do this. You know, the truth is, this is probably going to be too labor intensive to do, at least on the stream. Okay, and then I can do like that. And I think that's too close. Yeah, it's too close. So let's try... like that-ish. I'm trying to eyeball it here. I think that's too far now. Let's see what I'm saying? Okay, so we could probably do this. Yeah, this is going to be a nightmare to try to lay out. I'm sure there are some tools that would help me do it a little bit better, like maybe on the PC. But let's just get it like a smidgen. Honestly, I have not been laying out this city with anywhere approaching this level of precision before. So... strength, making the game run. Okay, now. Now here's the piece de la résistance. This is what I want to experiment with. I want to see if I can't, and is it going to let me do it? Or is it going to be a bitch? Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And then... And I'm not even gonna use this. This is just a proof of concept. Because I kind of am thinking... I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. I presently don't even have the capacity to run rail lines into my city because I haven't gotten to an area... Okay, here's what I want to do. I'm gonna try to stop talking over myself at some point. I'm getting excited because I'm making some real progress. You gotta understand that up until very recently, I have not been making a lot of money at all. I only just recently made some pretty massive expansions to my city, which have allowed me to just make some pretty incredible progress. Okay, so what do I want to do? And which way is that going? Is that going the right way? Yes, it is. Okay, so let's try to do like, wait, not straight. I want to do freeform. Okay, let's try to get it to come out that way. Nope, that's going to hit the rail line. So let's try to make it come out that way. Nope, that's going to hit the rail line. So let's try to make it come out from this way. It's going to hit the rail line. I'm sensing a pattern here. So maybe I can go ahead and get rid of the gravel pathway. Well, maybe I'll keep the gravel pathways. Let's see. Let's see if it causes an intersection, because that might just be a good way to connect the freeways, even though I don't anticipate anyone ever needing to use it. It'll be aesthetically pleasing. So let's go ahead and go back to straight, and let's make this... and see, it's going to collide with the... Fuck. Okay, so note to self, when you make an elevated railway, it requires more space because of the trestle around the train tracks. So let's see if we can't... Let's do freeform, and let's make it come out at an angle, and see if we can't make it go around, kind of like that. Yeah, and this might work. Again, this is a proof of concept. Let's a little less curve. That's too much curve, I think. So let's try to make it come out this way. Poor Mo, he wants my attention. He's just like, what are you doing? That's too... What kind of an angle did I make that come out at? Can I get away with that? That still looks way too steep for me. So can I make it come out maybe like that? Okay, and so it needs to be more than that. So like that much. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong here, because I got it so perfect. Well, I guess that'll work. Now, let's do change direction. Okay. Yes! It works! It works! Now here comes the really tricky bit. Let's see if I can make this work. It's gonna be way too much of a, okay, not straight. I want to do freeform now. So let's do, and let's see. If this works, I'm gonna shit. Okay. So we can make it come off in another direction, like that, and then will it let us do 2, or is that just too much? Yeah, they're gonna collide. I'm not really sure how to fix that. Maybe, I don't like it, but maybe I can just make it come off at a slight angle, like, there, and then make it come off kind of like that, and then I can take another one and make it go off at another slight angle. And see, I don't like that it does that. You can see how it's actually turning slightly in this direction. It's a little uneven, and I don't like that, but it'll work. It'll actually fucking work! Oh, okay. Hi, Bonnie. I missed that. My dumbass face, apparently. Yeah, I don't know how the lighting is. I have the blinds open. So that is an interesting proof of concept, and I want to build out this area eventually, but I have tons of money, and the amount that it costs to build this is no problem, so I'm going to leave it for now as a proof of concept so I can come look at it later. But that is fucking fascinating. So the gravel road does not stop highway traffic, so I can leave that in, which is really cool. And there's no traffic lights on the freeway, so it's gonna work. It's gonna work! Okay, and then actually, here's another proof of concept here. I can, and I hope I didn't just fuck that up. Go back to my 6-lane road. Ah, oh, fuck, I think I did fuck it up. No, wait. Yeah, okay. I think it fucked up a little bit. I wish there was an undo button. There's not, by the way. Will it let me do that? That is fucking cool. Okay. So now I could either split the rail lines, or I could have them just go off to one side and follow the 6-lane road, which is really cool. Now, here's the problem I'm running into presently. Let's see if it'll even let me fit one in here. I don't think it will, because it tries to automatically snap to the nearest road, which honestly is really infuriating. I don't know why. Why would you do that? That's so stupid. But in other news, I also wanted to experiment a little bit with how railroads interact with streets. So can I do like, does it have to be like a perfect intersection? How does that work? Because I was under the impression, or wait, maybe it'll do like this. Okay, that's fucking cool. So you can make railroad crossings. I'm discovering new things. All right, let's see if I can't do it this way then. So it won't let you just run it straight through. You have to actually make it intersect the road. So what's the steepest angle you can intersect at a 6-lane? You can do that. And then you can do, why won't it do that? Is it because it's too steep? So it looks like doing this with railroads is going to take some... Now, railroad tracks are kind of costly. Oh my god, that is so fucking cool. Okay. Yeah, you know what, it's getting bright out. I'll probably close that up in a little bit. But my face isn't what's important. This is what's fucking important. I cannot believe how well this works. Oh, I put off building railroads for so long because it's going to be such a nightmare to design the logistics. But you can legitimately make railroad crossings. And what's great is it doesn't create a traffic light. The traffic only stops if a train comes by. So it's not going to be... We'll experiment, and I know from watching other people play this game that higher density areas, railroad crossings become a real problem eventually, and you don't want that. But that is so immensely cool. I'm going to leave it in for now because I might end up using that line. My eventual plan is to have a passenger line that runs... I don't know how I'm going to do it exactly. I might have it go through this district, but I want it to run basically up the side along with the freeway. Here's another thing I can show you. The freeway runs through here, has this interchange, and then it continues off in this direction, and part of the freeway actually goes into a tunnel, which goes underground here to save space, to make it more narrow, and then the other way goes on top, and then it comes back up from the tunnel this way, and the freeway continues on in this direction. And I do want the freeway to come back up here and then probably continue to be elevated because it's expensive as fuck to build tunnels, and then come around. I didn't actually anticipate this. There's a hill here that I'm gonna have to figure out how to route the freeway. I can probably experiment with that a little bit too, because I can always erase everything and get rid of it later. But if I wanted to build a freeway in this direction, could I get away with it, or is it too steep? Yeah, that's a little too steep. And let me do freeform here. That's way too steep. You can't make a freeway go up that way, but I could probably get away with, like, probably get away with making it kind of curve. And you gotta be careful that the, slope too steep, huh? Really? Let's try right there. It can be really tricky. That's one of the things I like about this game, is you could build on an empty flat plane and just make a perfect grid, but that's boring, man. It's great when you have to actually solve problems and get around engineering constraints like steep slopes that prevent you from laying out your freeway the way you want to. That would, I mean, that's not practical. That would just ruin traffic, that turn there. Maybe not too bad, but I have to think about these things. And it's honestly something I didn't anticipate, because I always planned on building the freeway up here, but I never considered what the fuck would happen if it was too steep and it wouldn't go up there. So, okay. I wouldn't consider what we have to be a crisis, but it's definitely not good what's happening. There's a lot of abandoned buildings because I'm assuming they're either not getting enough business or they don't have enough employers. And my warehouse district, my industrial district, is really suffering right now from lack of employees. Is there a way I can look at an overview of employment? Zones, outside connections. What is that? Import agricultural products. So I'm importing agricultural products, which means if I had some local farmland, I could ship my own. I'm not importing any forestry products because I have my timber mill over here, which is producing a lot. And I'm also exporting a ton of forestry products, which is good. And then I'm exporting a lot of goods. Tourism. No. What do I want? I want to look at employment. So if I look at my education system, I should be able to see people who aren't very well educated. Unfortunately, very little of my population is uneducated, which means I don't have enough workers to work in the industrial park. So I'm probably going to have to do some rezoning and designate some residential areas as not going to school. I'm gonna have to tell them to basically stay home. I know I'm not doing a lot right now, but that's because I'm trying to figure out what my next move is going to be. I was playing with the idea, because, okay, here's the problem with the railroad tracks. I'm going to zoom all the way out here. I don't know how well it's going to show up from this view, but the railroad track is that tiny, tiny, tiny little gray line that's snaking around that way. And it's in an area that I don't currently own. If I wanted to go to areas, I could buy one of these areas. Like if I wanted to buy this area, it would cost $12,000. I could totally buy it. It has a lot of farmland, which is cool. That's actually not a bad idea. Let me see. I could look at an overview of natural resources and see, oh, it's tons of farmland. So you know what? I wouldn't have to do anything with it, but I could buy that land and I could like put a lot of farms there and probably ship in agricultural products, and then I would be able to take that train line and build on it and bring it over and connect it to the city. So that's a thought. for now, I think I want to fix this traffic problem. Because right now, the main issue that's driving me bonkers is this intersection just being a nightmare. So I think I'm going to go ahead and save the game, and I am going to go ahead and close the blinds because now it's getting hard to see. Oh, there goes my phone. Oh, poor baby. All right. Let's go ahead and get that up and running again. Okay, cool. Sleep stoops. All right. So what am I gonna do here? And one of the things I gotta keep reminding myself is I can do anything over again. It's not a big deal. I do need to try to figure out how exactly I'm gonna do this interchange here. So let me. All right. So solution number one. The east-west freeway does not have any interchanges to let traffic going east-west merge to go south. I don't know. I'm kind of okay with that. On the one hand, because I don't want too much traffic to come this way and clog up this intersection even more. That would be a problem. That's already a high-traffic intersection. But at the same time, I don't know. If I made on-ramps onto the freeway... Look, freeway interchanges are not my strong suit. They are very complicated. So I think I'm going to try to rework this interchange, because that's going that way. And then this tunnel is coming off. That tunnel is going off this way and going under the which is kind of cheating, but it's going under and coming out over here. And then I have this thing is going in both directions, which is good. So that's pretty much taken care of. I could probably make it more compact. Like if I wanted to, I could fix that right now. But I could take freeform, and I can make this come out at a kind of a gentler angle there, and let's see if this works or if it just makes it really wonky. Not bad at all. That's really nice. And then I could take it out, and let's do. That's kind of a nice lazy curve. I want that. I want a nice lazy curve, but maybe not like that. Let's make it a little more curved maybe, and we can always change it later. Hi, Mo. Oh, God. How are you doing, buddy? Did you just all of a sudden want my attention, or what? Everybody say hi. This is Mo. He's a little shit, and he sheds all over the fucking place. But all right. I think that's a better curve. But how else? The curve tool is weird, because the longer you make that initial shape, the more it's going to... You're basically... You can see it creates a little angle. That's the hinge point for the curve. That's basically the angle around which it's going to curve. So the longer I make this line, that's going to determine the shape of the curve. And I want it to be a nice, easy curve, but I also want it to kind of come out more this way. So I think that's more like it. Yeah, okay. Let's do that, and then let's go ahead and do freeform and connect it like that. Okay. All right, and then let's see. Traffic can get off right here to go under. I'm gonna go ahead and save this because I'm getting ready to do some work on this interchange, and if I fuck it up, hey, shout out to Brackish. I'm glad it's entertaining. And if you see that light, that's my cat peeking his heads through the blinds. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and save this. I think that's my last save. So, okay. Yes, okay, so this is saved. And I want to rework this interchange. And I'm just kind of thinking about how the hell I'm going to do it. Because one of the things I don't want to do is I don't want to damage Coleridge District over here. By the way, I've got some more viewers. I'm looking for names for districts. So, you know, just think of some city areas. You know, industrial, kind of historic downtown, tourism district, you know, suburban residential. This is my lumber mill, which I'm kind of happy with that name. But high density, urban, residential office area, you know, like I'm looking for cool names. Some of these are placeholders, some of them I just don't really like the names very much, so I'm always looking for more ideas. But what I was just saying about that is I'm not, especially since I've built so much around it, I'm not keen on changing the freeway layout. So I want to make this interchange happen, but I don't want to cut off this little corner of this residential district, which I really like, especially when you look at it from above. That's a beautiful district. I love the layout, and that was just a really cool project. It's one of the districts I'm most proud of. But I got to think about how I'm going to do this interchange. So the freeways, I'm not really even sure how I'm gonna do this. Here's what I can do. Let's go ahead and scrap everything for now. And unfortunately, you know, it's not gonna kill the cars because I have the game paused. So what'll happen is, if I unpause the game, all those cars would despawn because they don't have a road to drive on. And I'm gonna go ahead and I think get rid of this too, and then I can rebuild it later as a little overpass. So what'll happen is, if I put in a new road that's near enough to where those cars are, they will actually use that road. They'll just kind of merge over and get onto that road. So what I'm planning on doing is taking this 6-lane road and extending it out this way, and I think I'm gonna go ahead, I'm just trying to think about how I'm gonna make this happen. Let's experiment a little bit. Can I get away with... That's too much. I don't want to destroy all of that. I don't like how they're uneven. I'm going to have to fix that manually. It's going to take some work, but that's what we're here for, is to work, to make our city better. I want to experiment a little bit here. I'm just kind of thinking about how I'm going to do this. You know what? I have my layout experimentation area over here, so let's try and say... Okay, I'm thinking here. We got 2 directions, okay, and both directions are going to need to have flyovers that connect, and both of those flyovers are going to have to connect to the main highway. So I think I can get away with, if we have one 6-lane road going this way, and then we would have... It's going to be a mess, but we're going to make it work. Let's say we have some space here for the connections to happen. So let's say we have 2 adjacent highways going in opposite directions leading up there. And I already don't like the placement. I made it off-center there. So let's go ahead and... Actually, here's what we can do as a point of reference. So I have the tool set to straight. Let's take a gravel road and just extend it out like that. So that gives us kind of a little line to make sure that we're centered here. And then we can take some parallel highways and put them like that. I'm kind of eyeballing it again. No, that's too close. And I think I even put them too far. No, that's about how far apart they are. Oh, wait, no. What am I doing? No, highways. So they're too far apart. Fuck. Okay, let me redo that. But that's why we do this. We want to learn. Okay. Whoops. No, not... Okay. Straight and road, or highway, 3-lane highway. And we'll bring that out this way. And you can see highways don't have zoning squares next to them. You can't build buildings adjacent to highways, which is fine. Now, here's where it's going to get really fucking tricky. How many roads can I connect here? Because... Okay, let's do freeform. That's not gonna work, because if I do that, then this one, they're too close together. They can't come at too shallow of an angle. So they can do that, which is kind of okay, but not ideal. So let's do it the other way, so I can make the angles even. I want it to come out at kind of a low angle and go like that. And then I want this one to come out at a similarly low angle. And see how it's colliding? The angle isn't wide enough. They need to be coming out at a fair, like, 30-degree angle. And... okay. A little tiny uneven, but nobody's ever going to notice it but me. Now here's, like, the piece de la resistance. I want... Could I do that? Because then we would have freeways going off. Let me just look at one of the interchanges. This is a pre-made asset that you can lay down. It's it consists of existing parts that you can make. Okay. Oh, but that's not what I want because I want it to continue off in that direction. So the traffic volume is going to be too high for single lanes. So I want to have it freeways connecting like this. And I want to see if it'll let me get away with this. Because I think if I do many more than that, it's just going to be... Yeah, I can't get away with... I can do that, but that's going to be way too abrupt of a turn. So I want... I think it's just going to have to be staggered merging lanes like this. And let me go ahead and change the direction here. Which way is this going? That way. And what? Ah, fuck. Why is it doing that? I don't know why it's not letting me change the direction. Fuck. This is gonna be a problem. Okay, let's see. Freeform. And let's make it go in this direction. And see, now it's not letting me connect it. So I could probably get away with merging it a little bit earlier or even a little bit later, like that, which would work, but then that's going to take up a lot more space. What do I think of this game? I fucking love it. Holy shit. I mean, look at how much work I've put into this. The city is huge and sprawling, and there's still a dead guy in that building, which for some reason is not getting picked up by a hearse. Oh, there it is. There's the hearse, picking up the dead guy. This game is immense. Let me... this is a shout-out to Ensign Deadmeat. Without digressing too much, I've been planning on getting a gaming computer for a long time. I just recently got a new job and I'm making some more money, so I'm going to be able to really set aside the money and build a nice, decent rig that I've kind of been holding off to wait till I could get. I'm going to get a really nice PC, and I'm going to buy this game again with all the DLC, just because it's going to have a better interface and you could download mods and stuff like that. So I really like this game. I recommend it because I'm somebody... And I'm very bad at multitasking, so I'm going to try to balance it. I don't want to just talk your ear off while I'm not doing anything. Oh, this might work. I really like simulators and strategy games. I've been playing a lot of Halo Wars 2 recently, and as much as I enjoy that game, I think the thing that I like most about it is the base building, and that's a very simple base building game. I've been looking, and I really liked Civilization Revolution, but it wasn't the best. It was kind of simple, and it had its fair share of issues, and I'm kind of getting distracted here, but there's just some other work that needs to be done, so I'm going to do that while I'm talking. SimCity was... people will remember Civilization Revolution as the one Civilization game that was on Xbox 360. It was a really cool little game, but it was kind of simplified to work on the Xbox 360. City Skylines is actually a game that I have been excited about for a long time, ever since I first found out it was going to be coming to Xbox. Now that's the reason... Slope too steep? What? Get out of here. What are you talking about? You don't know. Oh, what are you doing, game? This might be a problem. Oh, I could probably curve it. Here, let me do this. It's a game that I've been excited about for a long time, ever since I first found out it was coming to the Xbox One. I couldn't believe there was going to be a city simulator coming to the Xbox One. A lot of people who know anything about city simulators will talk about SimCity from, I think, 2015 or 2013, which was like the reboot to the franchise. It was a really big deal. Holy crap, SimCity's coming back, and it's so cool. And it was a big flop. It was fucking terrible. It had always-on DRM. You had to be connected to online servers constantly, and it was just a mess. And it massively limited your city size, and it was just a big disappointment. And City Skylines was really only interesting to me because it was coming out on the Xbox One, and I was actually going to be able to play it. I'll get to that question, too. And it turns out City Skylines is actually revered as, like, one of the greatest city building games, like, better than SimCity. I highly recommend it. If you like what you're seeing here, I highly recommend doing what I did and going online and reading, or not reading, but watching more videos from people who are playing this on the PC and doing way crazier shit than this even. Let's see. That's an older layout. I'm kind of happy with the way things turned out, so I think I'm going to go ahead and save. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and save over my bottom save. Now, the interface in the Xbox One is not as in-depth, and you're not going to have as much precise control as you would with a mouse, and the PC version has tons of mods that let you have way more precise control over your building placements. But that being said, I have built all of this with an Xbox controller, and it's nuts. And I've been using a lot of freehanding roads. It's a lot harder to do precision. Oh, careful, buddy. But I love it. I love it. I'm surprised at how intuitive it works. A lot of people would be worried, hey, it's on the Xbox. Like, isn't the performance just shit? It has a lot of concessions made in terms of draw distance. A lot of objects become really low res, really close. You have to get fairly close to objects in order for them to pop up into high detail. And stop it, Mo. And a lot of buildings. A lot of like little cars will disappear when you zoom out enough, and on the PC version you could see the traffic from like all the way up here. You could see the traffic going everywhere, and even up here you can see some of the traffic. So point being, they really did a good job of optimizing it for performance. It runs exceptionally well, and those level of I'm immensely impressed by how I can zoom out, and you might think they're using some kind of tricks or making stuff despawn. No, dude, it's all there, man. Like, I can zoom in at any point, and there's people. Like, I paused the game while I was on the other side of town, and this guy was crossing the street, and I come over here, and he's still there crossing the street. I don't know how they did it. I mean, this game can have some performance issues on well-optimized gaming machines. I don't know how PCs that is. I don't know how the fuck they made it run this great on Xbox, but it's incredible. Like, I can't gush about this game enough. Now, on to this interchange. I need to figure out how the fuck I'm going to make it better, because it's kind of not terrible, but it has... I need to figure out how I'm going to get traffic to come this way. So I can probably get away with using some... Oh god, it's gonna be an exercise in patience here. So let's see. What if I did that? Would that work? Kind of. Maybe I can make it like further up, and I can make it go... Yeah, I could! And then I can make it go like that. That's a little too steep. I don't want it to be that steep. So maybe I could do like that. And then will it let me change the direction? Okay. Yes! Yes! Okay. And I could probably get away with making it... Okay, so this is gonna work. And I'm gonna change the... Will it let me change the direction? Yes. Okay, perfect. Surface Book. Is that the one with the touchscreen and the clip-on keyboard? How does that work? I've been out... It's been a long time since I've had a computer. I'm kind of not super familiar with all the specs. And I'm also kind of just thinking about my interchange, because I also want it to come off... What are you meowing at, Mo? How am I going to do this? Ooh, maybe I could get away with making it be an overpass and go over the tunnel. That would be interesting. Now, one of the things that I don't like... see, that's not going to work. It's going to collide with the tunnel. Hi, Mo. What are you doing, Mo? Don't knock over my phone. I swear to God, dude. You better be careful. Mo, get down from there. Decide where you're going and, like, be there. And let me have my cord. Okay, buddy. Good to see you. So, but seriously, like, fucking, if you're gonna sit down, sit down. Like, just quit being indecisive. Alright, so that's gonna be a problem. One of the issues you can see... I've never made an interchange that had this many, flyovers. This is my first time making an interchange of this nature, so you'll forgive me if it's gonna be a little messy. I gotta figure out... Mo, chill out. Stop it. Maybe I can make a roundabout? I think that would be doing too much. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Once again, I'm experimenting, so I could probably tear it up. And if I didn't like it, I could just redo it. It wouldn't be the biggest deal. Mo, chill out. What is your deal? Maybe. It would be the first roundabout I've ever built, but it might be worth it. And like I said, I could always change it in the future. Let's try to make this... Mo, seriously. I tend to play on my Xbox much more. Do you think it's worth buying on Xbox 2? I am at a population of 17,000. That's not a big city. A lot of people get, you know, I don't know what the upper limit is, but you can get into the millions. So I don't know how this game is going to run. I gotta tell you, it would suck to play this game for like a month or like multiple months and just get it up to a population where it no longer runs well. That would really suck, and just kind of have this city lost to the ages. So I don't know how to feel about that. At least so far, my experience with it on the Xbox has been stellar, and I would highly recommend it to anyone who enjoys this kind of thing. One of the things I'm trying to experiment with here is creating... oh, that might be good. Can I do that? No, it's not enough of a curve. I don't like that. Kind of. That's kind of what I'm looking for. But, see, I don't like that then because it's too steep of a turn. So it's not... I don't know. I'm trying to experiment here. This is just not good. So what else? Lane coming this way has interchanges that go off in that direction and that direction. Good. Lane coming this way has a tunnel that goes under, which goes there. Good. And another overpass, which goes that way. Good also. So all I need is to connect all of this stuff down here. So then the... Oh god, this has just gotten so much more complicated. Because now... Fuck me. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Let's try and get it like... that? Oh, this is gonna be terrible. Here's what I'm thinking. And it's probably not gonna work, but it's worth a shot. Let's see, if I can get away with, like... invalid shape. No. What am I doing here? I want to do freeform and have it come off this way. Why is it trying to curve around like that? Okay, not bad. I wonder, I'd be interested. You can also customize settings to make things run better. I will tell you this. I mentioned earlier that like I eventually want to get a gaming PC, and I totally do. All right, now let's see if this will work. Maybe. Oh, could I really? And then could I get away with... Oh, I could, but I'd have to destroy that house. Is that worth it to me? Can I get away with, like, straight? Ah, that sucks. It's, like, so close to being perfect. Alright, how attached am I to this building? Could I get rid of it and be happy? Well, you know what? I saved my game beforehand, so let's try it. Okay, so this is going to be a messy interchange. And let me check my zoning here. So, okay, that zone is still high-density commercial, or residential, so that's good. Ugh, I don't like how steep that is, but it might just be the only way to make this work. So, what I was going to say is I want to get a gaming PC eventually. It's been on my to-do list forever, but I have a lot of friends on Xbox. I don't know anybody who has a computer, really, and, you know, computer... Probably gonna like get some hate for this, but computer I feel like is a less social experience. Yeah, you get Steam friends, and that's really cool, but you know, it's not a less social experience. Maybe it's just not as, I don't know, mainstream. There just aren't as many people who have PC. So I've been sticking with Xbox just because I have friends here, and like I said, I was really excited about this game because it was coming out on the Xbox. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna do this. This is a mess. Oh god, this is just becoming such a fucking headache. Literally. But like I said, I like my Xbox. I've been putting off getting a computer for a while, and I don't like I watch people play this game on the PC with mods, and it's really cool, and they can do stuff that I can't do because of mods. But and sometimes I make myself feel bad because I'm like, oh no, that's stuff I'm never gonna be able to do. And then I come home and I boot up this game and I get lost in it and I forget all of that shit. It's awesome. I love it. Isn't it right, Mo? So let's see here. This is just becoming an absolute fucking nightmare, and I'm not really sure what my plan is. Maybe I could do underground again? So let's take a look at underground. This tunnel is taking this freeway exchange and taking it under the freeway and coming out that way. I might be able to get away with making another tunnel. The problem is that the tunnels are then going to intersect in the middle. So I can make one tunnel lower. I kind of had a similar problem over here, where it's really messy and I don't like looking at it. But originally that tunnel that goes underground with the freeway traffic coming this direction was supposed to go under and just follow directly along that highway. The problem was that when I wanted to connect this district to the rest of my city, I had this road going this way, which kind of goes under the freeway over here. And then I had another road on the other side, which comes down this way, but it's only a 2-lane road that connects to residential. It's not very high traffic, and it kind of connects sort of far out of the way. And then all of this area is actually a self-contained loop. And I'll show you this in more detail maybe, because I'm really proud of this, with traffic that comes in from the freeway and breaks off, and then just it's all industrial trucks making pickups from the lumberyard and going around in a loop and coming back and going back down into that freeway tunnel. So then I needed to connect this district to the rest of my city, so I took one of my high traffic 6-lane roads that's coming down here and I made it into a tunnel. And the tunnel goes underneath the lumberyard and it comes back up over here to connect to the rest of the district. The problem is that tunnel ran into the freeway tunnel, and I had to do some really weird finagling that I don't like, where I had to move this tunnel out this way to make some room so I can make this tunnel go down deeper to go underneath the freeway tunnel. And it looks like spaghetti, and it's really ugly, and a lot of people who are purists kind of call that cheesing, because you're making this ridiculous like tunnel that shouldn't be physically possible in order to make it work, and I kind of don't like it. I'm not happy with it, but I think I might do something similar here, just because I don't know how else I'm gonna do this. I might be able to get away with... Am I doing freeform here? Yeah, I might be able to get away with doing this. No, space is already occupied. I can't put it that close. So can I do... What if we do straight? Can I do... Okay. That's a little better. So we can maybe get away with... like that. And then this is where it gets really tricky. Oh, and I don't like that interchange very much. This is going to be ugly if I do get it to work, and I could always change it later. I have to keep reminding myself, you know, every pork chop were perfect. It'll work. It'll fucking work. Can you believe it? Okay. Shut up, Mo. Okay. How is this going to work? Oh, it's not going to work right. Why isn't it going to work right? Oh, shit. Okay. I see what's going on. So I'm on to something here, and this might just fucking work. So let's erase that, and let's say... I don't like the way it curves like that. I don't want it to do that. I want it to... Maybe I can do... Could I maybe do it like... that, and then have it come... No... Ooh, that might work. Maybe. I don't know if I like that very much. So let's... If it comes off like that, and then comes off like... No, that's not gonna work. And so what if I do curved, and I have it come out a little distance, and then start curving... Yeah, there's like a little sweet spot that I might... Oh, fuck. What if I have it come out that far, and then do the... fuck. It's clipping onto these freeway overpasses. And I'm not sure how to make it not do that. Because that's what I want it to do eventually, but... Oh, wait. But see, that's not going to work because I also need to have it elevate. So... I mean, that's a good proof of concept, but it's not going to work like that. Yeah, that's a good observation, Ensign. A lot of the mods that you see... And I guess I shouldn't get too much into it because you can always go check this stuff out on YouTube at your leisure. And oh god, I messed this up so bad. But maybe that's kind of Mo, what are you doing? Maybe that's kind of a blessing in disguise. Maybe I can, because I kind of don't like this anyway, so I can kind of play with this a little bit. Didn't I just make this? Oh wait, not curve. Let's do freeform. A lot of the people I see playing with mods, it's cool stuff, but it's just bonus stuff. It's not super important. Let's go ahead and make that go like that. And let's go ahead and try and make this go... Okay. So maybe I can make it go... like this, and kind of curve around. Like, what's it colliding with? Is it too close to the slope? It's too close to the slope. Now, I had it so perfect just a second ago. What happened? So now it's colliding with that road, which means it's too close. But for instance, this thing that I'm doing right here, I know that on the PC there are mods that let you remove clipping so that you can just put stuff like into things. You can take a freeway like this and just make it collide through another freeway and it won't stop you. But you know, you could consider that cheating, and you know, if you ever did load that save without mods, it wouldn't work. So now you're like stuck with these mods, which a lot of people maybe don't like. How did I get this working a second ago? Because I could swear I did. You have to be in the right mood to play this game. Sometimes I get off a long day of work and this game is just too fucking much. Why? Why is it colliding with this now? Is it because it's too close? Okay, how about this? Let me experiment a little and see just how much of a threshold I have for being able to get it under this this overpass. Ooh, wait a minute. Okay, I might be onto something. What if we do... Here, I got an idea. Let's take it at a low angle. Let's take it like right, and see how it's clipping onto the freeway. I'm sure on the PC it's not... They gave it a lot of magnetism because you're not as precise with the Xbox controller, so the Xbox is like the little Microsoft Word paperclip that's like, I see you're trying to make this road connect to this. Like, let me help you. And sometimes it's like, dude, that's not what I'm trying to do. Stop. Okay. And then let's make this freeform. And now, oh, fuck me. So close to making it do what I want to do. You know what the problem I think is? And you know what else? I'm probably... You know what? Let's redo this, because I don't even like... That's too sharp of an angle. Let me see here. So let's actually go ahead and get rid of the overpass. Let's leave that for now, and then let's say... It's gonna create a mess for traffic, I can tell you that much. And let's see about maybe making this a curve. The curve tool, if you can imagine on the PC version, when I'm doing things like this, the PC version gives you little readouts that give you distances and give you a better idea so you can try to make things symmetrical. Using the freeform and the curve tools, it's very difficult to replicate something, to make it symmetrical. Okay, I think that's a good solid curve, don't you think? And now... Now that's too sharp of a turn. I don't like that at all. So let's see if we can't make it go... And what's wrong? Why isn't it letting me do it? Is the angle too steep? Is it space already occupied? Oh, it's too steep. Okay. This is an exercise in patience, that's for sure. Let's see how... Yeah, I don't like that. Can I make it go over more, or is that like the limit? Okay, maybe instead of curved, we do freeform. And we make a slight angle, because we can make it go straight, or we can have a slight, ever so slight angle. And try to make it come up like that. I almost had it. Oh, come on. You're killing me here. See, it flashes blue. These are the kind of things that would be easier to do on the PC. It's not often. This is like my first big freeway interchange, and I'm sure I'm going to get better at it as I go. But this is just an example of something that can be frustrating on the Xbox that I'm sure is better on the PC. Let's see if I can't get it to curve like that. Whoops. You can see I'm trying to make some fine movements, and I'm just kind of just twitching the stick just a little bit, just ever so slightly. There. Okay. And now let's see if we can't make this. Why? Why won't it go? What's your deal, brah? Okay, can I make it come like this? Yes! Oh! I can't believe I did that. Okay, now what am I missing? So this needs to merge onto there, and then it all ultimately needs to connect back to the freeway. And then I did tear that up. So let's see if we can get away with... Okay. That's nice. I like this a lot. This is really coming together. I didn't think this was going to work. I was very pessimistic, frankly. Okay. Now, I don't like the sharp angle on that, but maybe I can live with it. Because again, I can come in and redo this stuff if I really have to. If I really don't like it. Let's try this. Quotes of the day include, let's see if we can get away with, and let's try. Those are my quotes for today. Can I get away with maybe a straight line here? Oh, I wish there was an undo button. I don't know how to get it back to where it was. It was so perfect that I fucked it up. Oh my god, it's gonna kill me if I have to redo all of this. Okay, hang on a minute. I know I can get it right. So it was freeform. Maybe if I get rid of this. Aha! Okay. I think that's good. And then... Yes! 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 Okay. Oh my god, I can't believe this is working. And then... we need this to come out. I'm so stupidly excited about this. Like, more than I should be. More than I think a person has any right to be excited about something so banal. But, hey, if you're like me, if you're weird like I am, and... Oh, wait. What am I doing? If you're weird like I am, and this kind of thing looks fucking exciting, because I think it is, then, fuck, dude, this is probably the game for you. No, I want it to be a nicer angle. Maybe I can do curved. Like, it's the kind of thing where, like sometimes... It's like a writer's block, you know? Sometimes I'm really hurting for stuff to do. Sometimes I can't figure out what I want my next project to be. And sometimes I spend, like, the first 20 minutes of this stream just kind of doing nothing, trying to figure it out. And then I find focus. I find something to do. I find a project that needs to get done. And I'm just like, I'm in it. How can I do this? Let's It's gonna be a little bit of a steep. I don't like that angle too much. Oh god, that's actually really awful. I want to smooth that out if I can. Yeah, man, go for it. I'm trying to think if I can show my gamer tag on here anywhere. I'm probably just gonna have to put it in the chat in a little bit, because it's not the same as my Twitch channel. But good on you. I don't like this angle. I love it. I love it. Every time I do a stream, people always they find the quotables from the day. So let's see if I can do that, and then see, it's just too steep. I don't like that. So let's do curved. And let's see. No, that's gross. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble making this angle the way I want it to be. So maybe let's, instead of making it try to turn that much, let's just do, no, I still have it set to curve. Let's do freeform. Let's take it out like that, and then let's make it go like that, and then let's make another one that goes more like that, and then it's still not connecting correctly. No, you know what? It's a little wiggly, but it works. And then, this is the limit of my buildable space, this dotted line down there, so I can't really expand too far down this way just yet, so I'm kind of okay with this. All right, so now, let's get rid of that, and, whoops, yeah, okay. This is gonna drive me nuts, because it's gonna be slightly asymmetrical until I fix it. Yeah, that drives me fucking crazy, but, like, see how one on-ramp is a little bit off? Now, here's the, oh my god, I can't believe I did this. This is, oh, and I'm not finished. I'm really not finished, actually. So, I don't want parking to take place on the street, so I'm gonna go with, and then I think I want to make this elevated. I'm not sure yet. I think I do, and I can probably get away with an elevated intersection. So then, where do I want the elevation to start is the question. Because I want there to be a little bit of a buffer. I like the way this road ended up, but I don't want this road to be just like that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and am I still doing freeform? Yes. Okay, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to come like this, and I'm going to make it a little bit, figure out which direction I'm going in. So like that. And then I'm going to take it up. Okay. Now I got to figure out exactly what angle I want this at. So I'm going to have to be very precise, and I'm going to finagle with it, and it's going to be really, You know what? Maybe I want this to be straight. I think I do. So let's do straight, and let's say, let's have that come out about that much, maybe that much. Oh my god, see the details that I obsess over. All right, let's do like that, and now let's do freeform, and now let's take it up. Okay. Let's have it curve slightly. It's a little ugly, but I can always fix it later. How am I gonna do this? And I'm kind of not a fan of how this made this little gap here now. Maybe I'll go in and change that. But then that would ruin this really lovely curved road that I have that comes up here like that I really, really like and I don't want to change. So maybe there'll just be an awkward little gap there. It wouldn't be the end of the world. And I'm not a big fan of how this angle turned out, but we'll fix it. All right. Now for the tricky bit, as though that wasn't tricky already, because I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do, and you know what? I've gotten so much work done. Let's go ahead and save it just in case. Ooh, that's where I saved that. And then that's like that. So let's go ahead and save over. That's the original. And then let's save our progress right here. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and erase this. And I'm going to make Let me see here. That's gonna come out and it's gonna go on a slight turn. Kind of. I think that's good. Maybe not though. So let's go ahead and get rid of this and get rid of that. And let's do... and let's make it come like as close to the highway as we can get away with. I'm thinking like right there, maybe? Okay, here we go. Here's what I'm going to use to get a point of reference. Let's take a highway and let's latch it onto there and let's make it do this. Because I want it to come up. So how steep is the angle on that? So that's about right there. Alright, now here's where we're going to have to freehand it, and it might get fucky, and that's why I saved it. So I need to delete this, because I want to put in another one, and here's what I was afraid of. Okay, I can attach it there, I can have it come out, and now it's going to collide with that, isn't it? So I can have it come, like maybe to about there, and then come up. Okay, so that'll work. That's a good attachment point. This one, though, I'm going to have to play around with. So I need to try to get my camera angle. This is another thing that's probably easier to do on the PC, because you can see when I come up here, it tries to snap it onto these overhead freeway passes, and I don't want that. So I'm going to try to snap it down there. Okay, and I think I can probably get away with coming from about here, and then what? Ooh, that'll work. It'll actually work. Okay. Could I maybe do like this? Okay, this might actually fucking work. So let's go ahead and do that. Actually, before we do that, let's make these even. So let's get rid of that. And whoops. And let's get it in. Whoops. Nah. Get it right there. Okay. Kind of playing with the camera to get these angles that I want. So I want to try to make these about even so that they're coming out at roughly the same spot. So about there. Does that look even? That looks good enough. That's another quote. It's a quotable right there. Looks good enough. This is going to solve so many fucking traffic problems. Yeah, and you know, it's not Call of Duty. I mean, that's a stupid way to put it, but it's not shut your brain off. Like, you have to be engaged and you have to be willing to sit down and problem solve. And like I said, if you had a really stressful day at work, it's not always the best game to play. Now here's the reason I wanted to place that. I'm experimenting here. Oops. You have to be willing and ready to kind of do that creative problem solving. So I want to do straight, and I want to kind of... I'm basically going to give myself a reference point because I want to see how long those freeway ramps need to be. I'm going to show you a little behavior that happens with this game. So if I take a freeway like I'm doing, and I try to take it in a straight line, and I try to change the elevation, you will see that that's too steep. Obviously, that's fucking too steep. Nobody's going to be able to drive up that. But as you extend it out more, it gets more and more shallow until eventually it's no longer too steep. And then you can continue to stretch it out to like its maximum steepness. And then eventually you hit a certain threshold and wow, that's really steep. It starts to collapse like that. And I don't want it to do that. So I'm trying to find that maximum steepness here, and I'm trying to mark it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 6-lane road, and I don't want to do straight, I want to do freeform. I'm going to take my 6-lane road, like you do, and I'm going to take it out, and I'm going to try to match it to that point that I just marked and I'm going to see if I can't get these freeway entrances to line up. I really enjoy doing things freehand like this, and it's something that's a lot easier on the PC because you can click and drag with a mouse. Most of my city is freehand with zones just kind of lining up. You can see there are gaps in between the zones. It's not the most efficient, but it looks visually appealing. This area, on the other hand, I made in a grid layout using straight streets, and while it's more but okay, where was I? Oh yeah. When I designed this area of the city, I made it straighter, but part of the problem is it doesn't really fit too well with the rest of the layout, which has this kind of sloping curve following the cliff there, and it looks a little out of place. I like it, it's growing on me. I like the university, but it's kind of, whatever. I like doing things freeform. It's more organic, it just feels more natural. Like I said, it feels weird to do grids. Welcome, Nano. Yeah, oh my god, Nano, you haven't seen this game. Oh, we got so much to talk about. I'm gonna be so upset if it doesn't let me change the direction on these freeways, though, I gotta tell you. So let's do this, and let's see. Nope, that's pretty much exactly what I didn't want it to do. That's like exactly the thing I was trying to avoid. So if I bring this one up, will it do the same thing? Yep, see how it's doing that? I don't want it to do that. So let's go ahead and redo this one more time, or maybe several more times. And we still have the world paused from when we froze it. All these cars are still stuck here waiting on a non-existent road. Mo, what do you want? Mo, I'm busy. Mo money, mo problems. Get out. Oh, also, Nano, did you know I have a cat now? That's a thing. But shout out to Nano. He's a friend of mine. I mean, you're all my friends. Anyone who's willing to sit here and watch me play this game is automatic friend status. You gotta work your way up to best friend, but sitting here and watching me play a game that I'm really excited about and want to talk about is, I mean, that gets you points. What to do? I might have to redo the Coleridge district, and I'm not sure how happy I would be about that, but we'll solve that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Solve that bridge. We'll solve that bridge. We'll solve that bridge. Okay, speaking of bridges, let's see if I can get away with this. Yes! Yes! The monstrosity is almost complete! Okay, so not let me change the direction on something. I would be so heartbroken if it did. No, what? No, that way. Okay. And then change direction here, and then change direction here, and then change direction here. Okay, and then what's wrong? Does this need to be changed direction? Let's go here. Okay. And then... No! This was like exactly what I was afraid would happen. Oh, wait. What are you doing? Like that? And then what's wrong? What's going the wrong way? Oh, this is. Fuck. Fuck! I was afraid of that. Okay. So it won't let us change the direction on this, which is really upsetting, and I don't fucking understand why it won't let me do that. Why? Ah, fuck. Okay, hang on. I'm shook. It's gonna work, guys. It's gonna fucking work. Yes, 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 yes. Yes! Yes! Eat it! Suck it, nature! Ah! Oh, this game is so fucking cathartic, especially if you're just, like, doing stuff in life that just has you feeling, I don't know, less than capable, I guess. Oh, wait, we can improve this. The one thing I'm not happy about is that I've now created 2 separate exit ramps. I think anytime you have traffic slowing down to exit on one ramp and then other traffic on the right-hand side trying to exit at the next ramp, that's less than good. But I can help alleviate some of that by making this a little bit better, a little bit more curved. Oh, maybe it won't let me, because that's right. I was running into this problem. Oh, hang on. No, fuck. Okay, fuck! I forgot. That's why we couldn't do that in the first place. Because of the maybe I can move the tunnel? I don't know. The tunnel's already pretty far. Hang on. Fuck, I fucked it up. I should have saved. Okay, maybe we can get away with... No, that's not gonna work. That's so not gonna work. Because that's way too close. I'm not gonna be able to make the turn in time, so let's see... Fuck, now I remember why I did that in the first place. I can't believe I forgot. Oh, fuck me. Here, that's kind of better. I mean, it's gonna be the same angle regardless of how it's connected. Okay. So at least I got it back to where it was. Alright. So are you guys ready to flip the switch? And see... We'll make that bridge when we cross it. That's quote of the day. That's quote of the fucking day. We'll make that bridge when we cross it. It's like building an airplane while it's flying. Okay. I think it works. Let me just give one last visual inspection. And we're gonna run through our checks. Traffic coming this way can exit and go that way, and it can exit and go that way, and it can go straight. Traffic coming this way has an exit that lets it go that way, and it has an... Oh. Oh, no, it's fine. It has an exit that can go that way, and it... doesn't... Shit. Fuck. I missed one. I knew it. I missed one. Okay. I don't have anything that will let traffic going this way go north. So I gotta figure out how the hell I'm gonna do that. So let's start by saving what we've done so far. Okay. So fuck. Every victory. That's not gonna work. How am I gonna do this? Oh, this is gonna be so complicated. I'm gonna have to make like a third tier. How do normal people do this? They don't, is the answer. They fucking play regular games. Oh god, there's no solution I can make to this that won't just be utterly atrocious. Oh god, this is gonna be so ugly, but I could possibly... It's gonna be a really slapdash measure, and it's not gonna be pretty, but I can probably... It's gonna be so fucking ugly, and I'm very upset. I'm upset that I completely fucking missed a direction of the interchange. No, yes, I want it to go underground. So, can I... Fuck, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Fuck! I mean, I can make it go really far away underground and kind of snake around. Oh, man. Okay, so that's coming that way, and that's going that way. And they intersect, which is part of the problem? I'm just kind of wrapping my head around this. So they go over each other. How can I make this symmetrical? If that's going around, I could make it a wider angle, and then I would probably be able to fit closer. Okay, so we saved the game. Let's go ahead and dig up this tunnel. The work never stops. Okay. So let's get rid of the tunnel. And I have a plan. I swear to God, I really do. It's going to be tricky, but we're going to make it work. And it's going to involve completely... And I think, oh, but this tunnel is so nice. And I have to remember there was a time when this tunnel didn't exist. So it's kind of like, just settle down, dude. Like, it's not... My God, this is going to suck. But it's going to happen. Okay, let's okay, freeform. So we want to do... Then we want to make it into a tunnel, and fuck, this is part of the problem. Like, how do I make it go underneath without just fucking ruining everything? Like, it tries to clip, and I don't know why. I wish I could force it to go underground instead of trying to clip to nearby things. So that's going to be too steep, and it's going to mess up that entryway. Oh, but you know what? Since I'm tearing this up, I can make this entryway better. Okay. You know what? Why half-ass it? Why not just make it perfect? So we can make this... Here, let's make it curved. Let's make it come kind of that way, and then it'll curve like that. Distance too short. That's a better curve, but it's also, I think, too much of a curve. It's going to be turning... You want to try to avoid acute angles like that. Yeah, I know, right? No, the game is paused. It's worth pointing out, if you haven't played this game, that you can pause it. You can see traffic isn't moving. Although, if you knew that and you're just making a joke, that's funny. And maybe I'm just making myself look stupid by explaining this. But for those who don't know, let's just say, you can totally pause time in order to build shit like this. They don't expect you to completely... Like, your city would have to come to a complete fucking standstill anytime you wanted to build something. It would just be a mess. And they wouldn't do that to you. I think that's a little bit better of a curve, don't you? Yeah, okay. And now let's do freeform, and let's say like this. Oh, look at that! It's so pretty! Okay. Ooh, wait a minute. I think I have a better idea. Let's try to line it up with, like, that. Is that what I just did? No, that's not gonna work. God, wouldn't it be nice if it did? You know, I kind of forgot what I was doing. So this needs to... Fuck. This needs to go under and come up. And then that needs to go under and come up. So maybe let's work on this one first. Let's pick one and go with it. I am not gonna tear this shit up in order to place this. I will experiment as long as it takes to... I should have done the tunnels first, but it's a catch-22 because you can't. So what's it colliding with? No. So it's colliding with that. It's too close to that turn, even though I just made that turn. So. Okay. Does anybody remember what we were doing? Because my brain is frying right now. Okay. We might be onto something. If I could just find a fucking sweet spot to be able to connect. Is it still too close? Yeah, okay, I see what's happening. I might just have to make it a little uncomfortably... See, that's way too steep. I don't like it. Yes! Yes, 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 yes! Okay. Why? It's gonna be so hard to fucking place it. Okay. Okay. Yes. Maybe. I don't know. Still might not work right. God, that's ugly. But if it works, then we're fucking fine. I'm trying to think here. We want that to go under and come up there. Let me get a glass of water. I'm literally, this game is literally giving me a headache. I'm gonna be right back. Just a sec. And for having started this with no overarching plan and just kind of winging it as I go along, this is honestly pretty fucking incredible. So this needs to go on the outside, and this needs to go on the outside. I can do that. If I really wanted to make it work, I could probably make the tunnels do some kind of crazy underground loop. It would just really slow down traffic going that way. But again, because it's underground, it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. Like, if you paid attention, you'd notice that the cars take too long to come out of there, but it's fine. It's not anything I would worry about. Let me just visualize here for a second. So that needs to come off, and it needs to come up and go that way. And then that needs to come off and go down and come up this way. So they need to kind of like not touch each other and just go under. So can I get away? And I'm gonna go ahead and save again. Yeah, I didn't end up going with that build anyway, so let's save over that. Okay. So they need to go like that, and then that one needs to go like that. So either way you slice it, they have to go... How is this gonna work? I'm just trying to visualize. They would need to One would have to go under another one, so we would have to have... Okay, so that tunnel is going to go under, and then it would come up, maybe farther down, and then this one would go like that, and then come over, and then how would they go on that side? I have more length. I have more length in that direction, so I could make those the shallower ones that go under, and I could make these exits the more narrow ones that go... Okay, I think I've got it. So those ones are going to be more deep. Okay. I think I've got it. And I think that's probably the closest I'm going to be able to get that tunnel. But I did just save it so I could experiment, honestly. Get out of here. Well, go get attention somewhere else. He probably doesn't like me right now because I'm not giving him enough attention. So I need to think about what the fuck I just said. So that will go under, and then that'll go, and then shallow. Okay, so I need to get it like as far over there as possible. And I probably won't make this like a super pretty curve, but it needs to work. So that's too shallow, and it's going to collide if I do it like that. That's fair, I guess. So then what if I did it like right there-ish? Oh. Really? Oh, wait, that's because I didn't build it below ground like I meant to. I was like, wow, that worked really well. So what if we did like that, and we did space already occupied, so it can't be that close, so it needs to be like that. That's much better. Okay. Could I even maybe get away with making it steeper? Or, because I want it to go like all the way back there as much as it can. Oh, wow, yeah! How steep can I make it? I want to make it like as steep as possible. Without it snapping to that thing, preferably. Yeah, okay. So let's try to get it all the way back there and see if we can make it come up. No, so maybe a little bit closer. Yes, that's it. That's the sweet spot I'm looking for. Can I make it come even more this way? And what's the shallowest I can make it without it colliding with that? So that's my sweet spot. That's like exactly what I'm looking for. Okay. We might actually be in business now. Now the tricky bit is going to be getting it to come up onto this thing. That's going to be a real pain in the ass, and I might just have to redo... Well, wait a minute. It's ugly. And it looks like cars are going to fall off when they go that way, but it'll work. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, because I'm going to take... What I'm going to do is I want to try to get this entrance as far in there as possible, because then the next one I'm going to take... I'm going to try to make it go underneath that tunnel. Like... Fuck, I don't know. Like, Oh god, it's gonna be so tricky to do this. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. But it's gonna work. It's gonna work somehow. So it's gonna be like, yeah, maybe like that. And maybe it'll just kind of have to go around. Because then I'm gonna try to do... Okay, I think, back in business. I think I'm gonna be able to make this work. Yeah, I have a vision. Okay, it's gonna work. I don't know how. I mean, I know how. It's just shut up. It's gonna work. Okay, so that's too steep. You can't do that. That's way too fucking steep. Wait, what am I trying to do? Because that's gonna be the... Hang on a minute. So is that one gonna go under, maybe? Okay. Let me go ahead and save again, because that was a really good change that I made. So, it feels good to have this kind of purpose in this game, again. Like, where I've kind of been meandering around, not entirely sure what to do next. Okay, so that's definitely too far. You can't make it that far. So then, what happens if we do this? Kind of bring it... Aha! Okay, that's better. So then what's the absolute minimum distance? Is that good? Oh, this might actually work. Okay. Okay, and let's get rid of these flyovers for now. Okay. Okay, I have a vision. Now I need to experiment with what is the best way to be able to get these to not collide with each other. So if I make it go down like that, and then I take it this way, how far until they collide? Pretty far. So I think I need to make the terminus point like farther up this way so that I can make it come like that. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm looking for. So how close can I get those is my next question. Because I want to do it like this and really be greedy with it. Oh, will it actually let me? That's insane. Okay. We're in business. We are in fucking business. I cannot believe I found a solution. Because this is nuts. This is fucking stupid crazy what I'm doing. I've actually never seen anybody make a freeway interchange like this. This is stupid. And it's going to be unique. Okay, so that's like that. So then I got to do the same thing over here. And I got to try to get it as close as possible without having it actually interchange. And wait, actually that's a good question. Can I still... Yes, I can totally still connect that. Okay. So then I need to take another one, and I need to do the same thing over here and try to not make it snap on there. Kind of just be like... Excuse me, sir. Pardon me. I'm trying to get over there, please. I don't think that's going to work. I think that's too close. Good. I'm happy if I can provide entertainment, you know. I don't stream too often because a lot of times when I try to do it too much, it just doesn't end up being very entertaining and I feel bad. And so if I'm providing entertainment and getting you interested in this game, then that is fucking fine by me. Yes! Score! Oh, that is so fucking good. Okay. So if you can't see what I'm planning here, I forgive you. So just like these two interchanges on top are going in opposite directions and kind of going over and then underneath each other, I'm going to make the tunnels do the same thing. So now we have to connect these tunnels. And that's going to be the tricky... Well, not really, because they're already past each other. The intersections are the tricky bit. So what we're going to be able to do now is we're going to be able to take this tunnel... Hopefully I can snap it to the actual tunnel underneath there and not have it... Oh god, if it doesn't let me do this. There we go. Wait. Okay. So we should be able to make it come this way, basically. Okay. Can I make it go maybe in the middle there? Yes. Okay. So I gotta try to lay this out nice so it'll line up with the tunnel. I don't want too many... The more curves, the more the traffic's gonna have to slow down to pass. So... Oh god, that is fucking perfect. Okay. This is unreal. I cannot believe I have had such great success. Oh my god. My friends at work knew that I was this much of a dork. Okay, we're gonna try something pretty similar here. We're gonna try to sneak it kind of like that. Okay. Kind of eyeballing it here, because then we want it to, that's kind of ugly. I mean, it's underground, so nobody's ever gonna see it, but I'll know it's there, and it'll bug me, trust me. So let's make it perfect. I was watching somebody else stream this game on the PC, and they said, you know what? If you just take the extra 2 minutes to make it perfect, it'll be perfect forever. As opposed to the 2 minutes that you get from not fixing it now that are going to be permanent. You know, it's worth 2 minutes of your time to just make it more perfect. Oh god, this is a little aggravating. Come on. Wait. Perfect! Maybe a little bit of a hard turn right there, but you know what? I could probably make it even more perfect, couldn't I? God damn it, dude. When are you gonna fucking finish it? Been working on this for like 3 days. Yeah, meanwhile, the city's in ruins. Yeah. Well, I think any way I slice it, it's gonna be slightly off-center, but I cannot believe we are fucking cooking with gas here. Okay, now, for the tricky bit, I know, it was all pretty tricky. Again, that's a little ugly, but maybe it's not all that bad. I'm trying to think how I'm gonna link these up. Because I'm thinking I want to do like, oh god, this is gonna be so ugly, but. One problem at a time. Make that like that for now, and then I want to see if I can get it like, oh god, that's not gonna work right. How am I gonna do this? No. I'm trying to think. Here, let's try to get some inspiration by working on the other side, too. So that's coming up, and that's linking correctly. And then this side, I think, is going to be easier, because I'm just going to be doing, like, this. It's going to be really steep, but it's going to work. Okay. And so if we go ahead and change directions here, just so I can get a better visual and make it all come together here. Oops. Wait, what am I doing wrong here? No! I accidentally unpaused it for a second. Oh, we're gonna be okay though. We're not gonna let that happen again. Holy shit. Okay, there we go. So that one, that flyover's complete. And then, okay, so that's coming in this direction, which is good. So we want to change direction here. Fuck me, no! No, why won't you let me change the direction? All right, fuck. Fuckity fuck. Okay, we're gonna save again. And we're going to delete this. And we're gonna do curved, and we're going to make this fucking work, I swear to God. Oh, okay, well, that was easy. Well, it worked. Fuck, I'm not gonna complain. I'm fucking lucky. Fuck me, why do I keep doing that? I don't know why I keep thinking that it... Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, so that's going the right direction now. Now let me just think here. Because I've had the tunnel and that interchange link up. And the tunnel comes out on the outside, so I could... Oh, but that's going to an elevated stop, so that's part of the problem. So then let me see... And you can see from where I unpaused it, the car is trying to like get to the new roads. They kind of cheat physics a little bit, so it's funny, but we'll get to see it in action once I'm finished. And I'm almost finished, I swear to God. So where did that other one link up? It linked up later on, so I had two different exits, and that was part of the problem of why it looked so fugly. Let's see if we can get away with... Oops. Putting something like right... Oh god, that's so far away, but let's see. Stop. Okay, yes, yes! Okay, I see the problem here. It needs to be further out. It can't be that close to the freeway, so... Let's make it like that. Fuck. Now I had it so perfect that time, why can I not replicate that? You know what I mean? So fucking perfect. Let's start by doing maybe a curve and see just how much space... See, it's trying to snap, and I don't like that. I want to see just how much of a curve I can get away with here. It's going to be so tight. So I think it needs to be further away, because it's too close right there. So let's try... So that's even too close, so maybe like right here? Oh man, trying to find these sweet spots is like probably the hardest part. So the sweet spot for this is like right next to it, so then if I do just a little bit and I curve it over, it's not enough of a curve. So then if I put it right there, no. Oh no, I see I'm accidentally connecting it to the tunnel. So then if I do it like right there. Oh, it's gonna take me forever to get this right. Right, I meant right there. Oh, come on. Oh, jeez. You see how close I am. Let me just take another quick look at this other side. So it was able to pass pretty far up the tunnel. That worked. So I'm not sure. And actually, I was able to get this tunnel much farther up in there than the other one, which was good. So then, I should not be having this problem right now. I don't understand. Here, I saved it, so I'm gonna risk messing everything up. And I'm gonna bring it, if that doesn't do the trick. So... freeform, and we're gonna do... Oh, okay, that's actually much better. Oh, that went better than expected. Famous last words. I'm hoping that's going to help me make this overpass fit better. Why is it doing that? Why is it trying to snap to the freeway like that? You know I hate it when you do that. Oh, wait. Cassette. Okay. Now why? Why is it still colliding? Why is it still colliding? Because if I look over here, it was able to cross there no problem. Is there an elevation difference on this side, maybe? There's like a hill or something? Oh. And this is stuff that would probably be easier to diagnose on the PC, but on the Xbox with the more limited tools, I'm just not getting any feedback. Like, the game isn't telling me why it's doing this the way it's doing it. Why is that colliding? You know what I mean? Because it looks like it should totally fucking fit. So what's the problem? All right, let me experiment here. Let me try straight, and what does it do if I do straight? So why? I'm really honestly having a hard time understanding why it's colliding. It doesn't look like it should be colliding. Because on this side, I totally have this overpass. Is it because I placed it first? All right, since I already dug it up once, I can do it again. So let's just try. Trying to get the angle of this curve just right, and see, that's too much. So where did I put it? Let's make it draw it in a little bit, about right there, and let's try to curve it. That's even a little too much. So let's, maybe not, maybe that's perfect. No, it's not perfect. Let's dial it back a little bit to right there. Okay. Let's make it like that, and then let's not make it curve, let's make it freeform. And let's take it down, and let's see if we can't make this happen. Yeah! So why was that so fucking hard? Oh, I guess I did make it come out farther that time. But okay, so now, let's see. Oh. That might actually work. And then... look at that! Oh, that is so perfect! Okay. Now, can I replicate it over here? Because that would just be sublime. It's just gonna be a little bit of trial and error while I try to find like just the perfect angle to get it to link up. More? No, less. I swear I could do it if I just get just the right angle. No. Yes! Yes! Look at that! That's fucking perfect! Okay. Maybe if I make it slightly... Okay. Alright. And we're almost finished. Holy shit. I think I'm happy with this. So let's cross our fucking fingers and hope that it actually lets me change the directions. Fuck! Fuck, fuck, fuckity, fuck, fuck! Exactly what I was afraid was gonna happen. Okay. Fuck. Why? Alright, let's save. Okay. Fuck. Why are you doing this to me? No. See, now I'm trying to remember exactly where I had it. No, not that. Try to make it come out more, maybe. No, it's gonna have to go the other way. Let's try to eyeball it here and give myself enough room. Try to find the sweet spot first. Oh, man. Okay, maybe like more in this direction, and then have it come like that. No, I don't want it to link up to that. I don't think it's far enough. Hang on, let me try. I feel like I've almost got it. Like that's really close. And then what happens if I try to put it there? That's too far. So then let's try. I feel like I just found a little sweet spot there. It was almost green. Maybe it was just turning green when it was switching over to the snap area. So close to having this shit done. I can't believe it gypped me like that. I was like, oh, you know, you finished. And then it's like, oh, but you know what? It doesn't fit. You gotta redo it. Fuck. How did I do it before? Because I had it like, I want to say it was like here-ish. Yeah. So then why can't I change the direction on that once I... Oh. Okay. That works, I guess. Okay. Whatever. Fuck, I'll take it at this point. Alright, close enough. And then... Okay. And close enough? I think I'll probably just take it. Yeah, that's fine. And then... If we want to make this shit really sparkle, I could do... like that. And then it's gonna be a little bit of an abrupt turn, but we can probably make it work. No. No. Maybe I'll just have it link onto the ramp. Maybe that's just doing too much. That, I think, does it. Oh, come on, you're killing me. Really? Why? Why can I not change the direction on that? Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright. Well, I swear, if it's not one thing, it's another. Now, why won't it let me... That's weird. But we're almost here. Swear to God, this will be like such like a fruit of my fucking labor of love. Just fuck. All right. No, no, no. Oh God. Okay. Now you better fucking let me change the direction on this, I swear to God. That's it! That's it! Save, 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 save. Holy shit. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's finished! It's fucking finished! Oh my God, I felt like I was gonna die. And I could probably do some finishing touches, but this is my first dedicated four-way freeway interchange, and it's fucking obnoxious. Holy shit, look at how much space that takes up relative to like a residential district. It's huge. But okay, let's go ahead and watch all the cars freak out and try to get back on the freeway. Whoop! Look at them go, look at them drive up underneath. I love that. It's so fucking stupid, but it's so fucking great. So now there's not that annoying second traffic light stopping the traffic on its way up here. And now, oh, there's a light here. Why is there a light here? I don't want there to be a light here. That's not good. Oh, why is there a light? There should not be a light. There shouldn't be any lights. Maybe they're invisible lights, or maybe they're stop signs. I don't know. But let's see. So we have traffic coming into the city. We have, oh my God, this is brilliant. Traffic coming into the city going that way. Traffic coming... What is happening here? I don't know why it's doing that. That's weird. But okay. Now, traffic does have to slow down a lot in order to get around that little bend there. Oh, hey, Hosey, how's it going? I am designing a freeway interchange, is what I'm doing. Rather successfully, although I'm really bothered by this. Why is traffic stopping? That's immensely bothersome, frankly. And there really shouldn't be a traffic light. I'm probably gonna have to play around with that. I did just save it, so I can probably experiment and see what the fuck is wrong. But, see, traffic from the on-ramp should not be stopping. Oh god, that poor cop car. And you know what? Maybe... I think it'll fuck up my bus route if I do this, but maybe it's for the best. Maybe I don't want that bus route there anyway. Let's see if we can't... It's gonna be weird. But let's see if we can do it. No. But when I plug it in via the controller, it buzzes, and I don't want to subject you guys to that. So now I'm just trying to conventionally charge some regular rechargeables. There we go. All right, we're back, and we went clear across town during that little stint. I've run into a similar traffic problem to this before. Oh God. I didn't anticipate this. This is actually not desirable. Why aren't they taking the freeway like I want them to? Where are they all going? They're all going this way. I knew it. They're all going to... See, I was worried that this new residential district was going to create traffic problems, and I was so right. I was so fucking beyond right. It's causing a ton of traffic problems. Because everybody who's trying to get over here, instead of taking the freeway, which would literally be the most direct route, for some reason, they're taking the main freeway up to the intersection and turning, and they're going up here and then coming over, and then they're coming down this road, and I don't know what I can do about that. But let's go ahead and get rid of this gravel road shit. And at the risk of messing everything up, you can. I found out you can actually connect freeways with gravel roads, and it really. Or maybe I'm just gonna eat my words. Huh. And they shouldn't stop. They should just keep going. So that's cool. It's good to know. Why is traffic... Oh yeah, right, because of this. So I saved the game a second ago, so I wanted to see if I couldn't fix this. So... If I can make it at a steep enough angle, then I would think I can eliminate a traffic... Oh god, this is awful. And I fucked it up. It's ruined. Soiled it. Wow. Well, it's not entirely ruined, because I can do this. And like I said, I can always load my last save game if need be. Fuck, really? Why? Why? I don't understand why this is doing this. Why is it reading as already being occupied? Huh. It's not occupied, you piece of shit. There we go. There, I think I got rid of the traffic light. Oh, but then I gotta fix that, don't I? Please let me change the direction. Oh, thank God. Oh, there's a traffic light! Why? Oh, Oh my god. Why the fuck is there a traffic light? I'm gonna have to look up some tutorials to be able to fix this properly. Probably learn a little bit more. And then can I connect that? Yeah, so it's just gonna kind of go back to the way it was, which wasn't bad aside from that god-awful fucking traffic light. Bane of my existence! Why? Why is there a traffic light there? And why does it do that? That's fucking weird. I wish it wouldn't do that. Maybe I put too many assets? I don't know. I can always redo this later. Experiment more with traffic flow. I've definitely... Oh, God, look at all this fucking traffic. Let me... Oh, and I was going to do this, wasn't I? And that creates another fucking traffic light. But let's see if it works. It might take the... Oh, God, is that another fucking... Jesus. Why are they stopping? That's not even a light. Okay, let's see. Where's all this traffic coming from? It's all coming to the new residential district. Not what I anticipated. I thought for sure they would travel down the main avenue and use this underground tunnel that I created. Although the tunnel is getting a lot of use, which is good. Looks like there's a lot of traffic going in there. And here comes one of the buses now. I have a bus route. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys about bus routes. Don't even get me fucking started. But, God, what is the cause of all of this traffic? Let's follow a car and see just where the hell it's going. So it's going to the Highlands residence. So this is a cool feature. Shout out to, Shotted Red. See, it's my Oh, you're right. I think you're totally right. It's because there's a left turn available. It's because where it's merging, I think I know how to fix this now. You're right. It's because where it's merging is it's merging onto a 2-lane 6-way street. When I've done this before and it worked, I was merging it onto a 1-way street, so there wasn't an option to turn left. It's the option to turn left that's creating a light on the entry ramp. So I'm going to be able to fix that. Now, I went ahead and followed this car here because I wanted to see where this traffic is going, and I think these are people moving into the new residential district that I created. In which case, again, I don't understand why they're not taking the freeway. Maybe I need to re-examine the freeway entrances because they should be able to get right off the freeway and get there. It shouldn't be a problem, so I don't know why they're doing this the way they're doing it. So the key is going to have to be to make the freeway merge into the 6-way street after the entry ramps merge onto the freeway. So the exit ramps are gonna have to merge onto the freeway first and then hit the 6-way street. Let's go ahead and wait for this light. We seem to be doing okay. Let me see. We've still got some people who are unemployed that I need to fix, and something's wrong. That shouldn't be disconnected like that. I'm gonna have to take a look at what the fuck is... I think that might be the freeway. I'll go check it out. But yeah, that's a good observation. It's totally that. And my head's killing me. I'm probably gonna have to take a break. I hate it when I get something going like this because I just don't want to stop. It's actually not too late, but I'm reaching my physical limit. Now you can see the frame rate does dip a little bit when you zoom in like this, just because of the amount of detail that it's having to load. Okay, but it pretty much has a consistent performance throughout the game. So I'm fascinated to see where this guy is going. All these people are definitely coming to this district, so I think more people are moving here. I know when I first built this residential district, a lot of people moved in and it caused a traffic jam coming into the city like that. But then once they all moved in, it kind of stopped, which is good. So where are you going, little friend? Oh, are you going to the university? Are these people coming to go to school? Or no. Oh, okay, I know what it is. It's because I just zoned this high-density residential area. That's what's causing the traffic backup. So I guarantee this light's going to turn green and he's going to go to one of these high-density residences, and that's what's causing all the traffic. So anytime you expand and build more houses, more people come to live in the houses. And sure enough, he's going to park right there, isn't he? Yep, there he goes into his house. That's where he's going to live. Okay. So now we've got a handle on that. And you know what else? I'm pretty sure I built this residential area before I redesigned the freeway interchange, which means their pathing was still using the old layout, and they were totally following the routes the way that they existed previously, and that's why they were doing that. So traffic, I think, is just going to be back until people get into the city and get finished. They're not using this little flyover like I had hoped they would. But let's see. Oh, I love how pretty this is. I don't want to mess it up, but I'm gonna have to. Let's go ahead and save again, and we're gonna have to work at night, which I frankly don't like doing if I can help it. Just because it's harder to see what the fuck you're doing. But we can fix this. So that's a stop, and that's a stop. That's where the freeway stops over here. Okay. And then, oh god, don't even get me started. You want to talk about freeways? This is my loading and unloading system. This was so slapdash. So much of the stuff I've made was just slapdash. I had to throw it together because I had a need. In this case, the traffic to my industrial district was so fucking ridiculous that I couldn't handle it on my road system anymore, and I had to build this freeway system. But you can see there are a lot of problems with exit ramps running into stoplights, which have other intersections that run into other intersections, and they just really hold up traffic, and it's gotten a lot better, but this really needs to be fixed. And I'm still running into this problem where I have people who aren't working in the factories for some reason. I gotta get more uneducated people to transport over there, so it's gonna be a mess. But okay. Let's see. We experimented a little bit with that, and we can have freeway lanes. See, that still is part of the problem. Okay. I should have done more experimentation to get that right in the first place. Did I save it? Yeah, I just saved it right. I'm tired. Okay. So, here's how we're gonna have to do this. I don't like it. But maybe like this? I don't think it's gonna let us do this. But we can try. It's really not gonna like us for doing this. No. What are you doing? It's really not gonna want us to do this. We could maybe... No, that's not gonna work. It's not easy to do a three-way intersection because you need to have it come out at enough of an angle that it's not gonna collide, but this is totally gonna collide with that freeway on-ramp. Wait, what? No, see, because then it tries to go through the center to get away from the on-ramp. So here's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to extend these, which sucks, but let's just do it and get it over with. Focusing, which is why I'm so fucking quiet. Yeah, I'm definitely reaching. Wait, hang on a minute. I'm thinking. We're gonna have to kind of cheese this a little bit. I'm gonna make this go. No, stop it. Stop it. I can just kind of make it go a slightly different angle, I wouldn't totally hate myself. Okay. Okay, so that's good. Okay, and then freeform, and then let's make this come out just a tad. I'm probably gonna have to erase that, which is acceptable. Acceptable losses. We can redo this, and hopefully it's not gonna mess everything up. But let's say... I think this is gonna be good. Okay. So let's go ahead and save this again, but we'll save on the alternate save. Okay. Okay. Now this should work. Fingers crossed. So we'll make that come out at an angle and go like that, and then this one will have to come out at an angle, whoops, and go like that. Perfect. And now the freeway interchanges need to link up without hitting the 6 lane. So they need to go like, fuck. Fuck. It's like exactly what oh no, that's not gonna work. Why? If I do like that, will they go, fuck? Alright, I think I need to make it, because it's not gonna work like, fuck, okay. Okay, let's make it slightly shorter and experiment with that. Let's try like that long. This is taking up so much fucking space. And it's committing to having all the incoming traffic to the town at that intersection. So that's something I'm gonna wanna look at improving at some point, I think. Because there's a balance to be had between trying to make stuff look cool and trying to make it functional, you know? Like, this is a really neat freeway interchange. I frankly have no fucking clue if it's gonna be practical. I might, you know, several hours of gameplay down the road have to completely redo this entire thing, and wouldn't that just fucking suck? Okay. Come on, you're driving me crazy, man! Wait. Sweet spot! And now this is gonna be the fucking shitty part. Oh god, how is that gonna work? Oh, fuck! So close! I could probably just make it farther. Because this one, on the other hand, I think is going to work. Maybe if I make it like a different angle? Oh god. Wait, why did it turn blue for a second? I hate when it does that. It'll turn blue because you were clicking on something else, and it carries over, and it makes you think like, oh, there's a sweet spot I can find, and there's not. Oh, God bless us. I just want to get this finished. I'm even willing to go to extremes to make it happen. Why? Wait, will it do that? That's fucking terrible. Ugh. Alright, hang on. Nice try, but no. Maybe I can make it come this way. Slightly... No, it's gonna be too steep. Maybe. Fuck. Fuck, I'll take it. It'll let me do it. It'll be ugly. Ah, shit. That's kind of what I was afraid of. Oh, man, this is hard. Alright, let me see. I'm just thinking, I did save before I started this mess, right? Really? You'll let me do it? Will it be ugly as fuck? It totally will. Look at that. Look at that dip. Well, that's not too bad. Oh, let me guess. Watch, it won't let me change the directions. Fuck! What did I just say? Oh my god, that's so terrible. Well, I don't know. I think that's a glitch. That can't be right. I don't know why that does that. Oh, God. Here we go. Gonna have to start tearing up even more of it to make this work. If I get this finished, I will feel fucking accomplished for tonight. I will be happy to lay my head down on a pillow if I can get this working and working well. Oh, Jesus. See, it's a matter of how much are you willing to redo to make it work. And I still haven't figured out how to make this connect. Can't just give up. No, when you are paused in construction mode, you get refunded. Like, well, let's test that theory. I have tons of money, so I don't care, but 240, that's how much it costs. And if I want to remove it, I only get a partial refund. Ooh, so it does cost money to iterate and to change things and to... Wow, that sucks, actually. So it's best to have lots of money, I would say. You know... as much as I do want this 6-lane street, it doesn't need to be this long, so I can move this up and have the freeway exchange be better. Let me try that. Just sucks because I just got it like working. Okay, let's try it. Maybe that's what I need. Maybe it needs to have more of a curve to it so that these things can latch onto it better. Ugh, that's coming out way too far though. I don't like that. Let's see. Oh, this is gonna be such a fucking huge... There's probably a way more efficient way for me to do this, frankly. Now why? Why are you like this? think that's closer to perfect. Well, this is by far the most convoluted fucking interchange that's ever existed. And I will probably come back here in the future and redo it and make it better. Oh, holy shit, god damn it. Always something, Jesus. I just cannot catch a break, look at that. It so almost fits. Okay. I think I have so much freeway here that it's clogging up. Something about the processing isn't working, where like it stops rendering things at certain angles, but oh my god, I can't believe how much space this ended up taking up. This thing is enormous. But hey, all in the name of smooth traffic flow. I still gotta figure out how the hell I'm gonna do this. And then I'm actually pretty serious. This is mentally exhausting. I'm gonna have to probably, like I said, I would be happy with this accomplishment. So if I can get this done, I will probably call it a night. Maybe do some off-camera work to make things a little bit smoother. But other than that, some of the more boring stuff that probably wouldn't be super suitable for the stream. Wait, what? No, damn it. Probably get away with that. That's just such a mess. I'll cheese it, you know what I mean? Like here, it'll let me do that. That's way too steep for actual cars to drive on, but I'll do it. What the fuck? Ew, I did not like what that did, but see what I mean? That's so ugly, but as long as it works. Oh, fuck! I forgot that, didn't I? Oh, fuck me. Oh, god damn it. Wait, can I do... No, that's not gonna work. It's gotta be... Ah, fuck. Maybe... Here, I know what I can do. I can do that. And I can do that. And then I can do... that. That will, I think, do the trick. So let me see if it'll... So since I know I can place this here, will it let me... Yes. Okay. No. Fuck. Almost done. Just have to get this one last flyover to work. I'm probably going to have to demolish a building to do it, but a small price to pay. I'll fix it. Well, I won't have to fix it. It'll rebuild itself. That's a great thing about these buildings. No. You know, I hate it when I'm experimenting and I find, like, the sweet spot that I need, and then I lose it because it's not perfect enough, and so I move and then it's gone. Let's see. I want to try to demolish as little of this building as I possibly can. I had it for like just a fucking second. There. I might not like the way this looks, but let's try it. And I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. Okay. And then, please, dear God, let me be finished. Change direction, and where's the failure? It's this. Okay, so this needs to go that way, and this needs to go that way, and it's finished. It's actually fucking finished. Holy shit. It's ugly, and I feel like it could have been better, and it looks like a fucking bowl of spaghetti, but goddamn if it's not magnificent in what it accomplishes. So let's watch all the confused traffic try to queue up. And yes! Yes! Oh, see, that's why I play this game. It's so much frustration, and then you fix it. You know what I mean? Like, it causes you so much pain. It's like if you were subjected to torture. Torture would really fucking suck, but I guarantee you the best feeling in the world would be when the torture stops. And that's what this game is. It's periods of torture punctuated by massive amounts of relief. Now, oh god, I've got bad traffic problems here. I don't know what the fuck. I still don't understand why they're not using the freeway. They should just be using the freeway and going directly over to that residential district, but as you can see, okay, they're finally using this thing, which at least is alleviating some of the traffic, but I'm still relying on, and that's temporary. I'm gonna get rid of that once the traffic is alleviated. God, I'm gonna have to figure, look at this, it's backed up for like a mile. And they're so stupid, I mean, traffic isn't stopping here. There isn't a stoplight. It's just that they're stopping because there's traffic at the end. So here we can see this flyover is really helping. And they're all going down this street. So that's probably a pain point that I'm gonna have to fix. Oh god, and I was getting ready to add more stuff onto this avenue. I don't know how I feel about that now. I'm sure this is only temporary while people move into the city, because look, now more people are starting to use the freeway. Oh, those are actually delivery trucks, so they're not residents. We can see the number of people actually coming into the city is relatively low. Most people are using the freeways, which is what I want. Now again, those are mostly cargo trucks, so it looks like all the residential cars. Oh god, why are people coming this way? No. Oh, this is having the opposite effect. More people are getting off in this direction, and they're getting back off. Oh god, that's awful. I gotta figure out why they're doing that. Where are you going? And where are you coming from? Let me try to select this little guy. If I can, will it let me? And come on, little dude. I don't know why the selector is being so weird. Okay, you're a car. Let me select you. Let me select something. There we go. Driving to the company. Oh, he works at the incineration plant. Why is he coming this way? Oh, this is so bizarre. I've fixed one problem and created an even bigger problem. So I was just talking about that feeling of accomplishment. It's not the worst thing in the world, and I'm hoping that it's going to be alleviated as more people get to their destination and stop fucking up everything. Here's something I think I can do. I'm looking, and here's that truck I was following. We still don't know where the hell he's going. Let's follow him for a little bit. My god. What a mess. Well, it looks like the traffic has died down considerably. I mean, there are still people queuing up, and I'm not sure why. Like this guy. Where are you going, and why are you going this way, is my question. The Birch residence. Oh, they're driving home from work. Why are they driving this way? So where does he work? See, it tells you where they work, and it tells you where they're going, but you can't see where that is. You would have to literally go around and click on buildings until you found one with that name to figure out where they are. Welcome back, Sin. Yes, it's very complicated. You missed a lot, but it's not the end of the world. So this person is going down Main Street. So we have traffic that's going down Main Street. Main Street already has a lot of traffic. And meanwhile, people are still, like, buildings are still closing because I don't have enough employees. So I don't know if I've inadvertently... I need to extend the freeway system somehow. I need to get freeways here downtown somehow. I'm just gonna... Maybe tunnels? Maybe tunnels will be a good idea. I could probably... Actually, that's not a bad idea. You know what I could do? I could... Here, let me visualize here. I could take, like, a freeway, and I could have it come off of either side, and maybe I'll just extend the freeway all the way down or something. I'll figure something out, but I could have the freeway actually go under everything and then like come back up onto some street over here by Main Street, and then the traffic would be able to go out. I might have to completely reorganize. See, one of the things I really like, and this is the traffic view, by the way, you can see the red areas are points of really high traffic, and that's a pressure point, and this has now become the worst traffic intersection in the entire fucking city. Even my well, not as bad as the industrial freeway exits, which are fucking terrible because of the way I laid them out. This is the worst traffic area in the city. But, okay, this kind of makes sense. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do to alleviate all this traffic, because all the people who are coming up this road are either going straight down Main Street, which isn't a big deal, it's not a big part of the traffic, or they're mostly going to the right and coming down here. Which means, because here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to build up this area, and I'm going to fill it with a residential district a lot like this area, which I love. I love this area. This is a beautiful area. I've probably shown this before, but I love it. And you know, it's kind of nestled in between the highway on all sides. So I'm going to make roads that go underneath this freeway, and they're going to connect here, but then I'm also going to have maybe a traffic light that lets traffic off directly here so they can come through this planned district and link up with this road. They're going to be able to come off of this road, and they're going to be able to come down into this district that I'm going to build, and they're going to be able to go over here, and they're going to be able to go through roads underneath the freeway and come over here, and hopefully that's going to alleviate a lot of these traffic problems that we're experiencing. The good news is it's not gridlock. It's workable, you know what I mean? Like, I can make this work. Looks like we still have some people not having enough employment over here, and it looks like, oh god, the industrial park is really suffering. I need to do a redesign of that, and I need to figure out how on earth I'm going to get pedestrian traffic to come work here. To give you an idea of some of the shit that I'm dealing with, I've actually built a metro line. The yellow there is a bus line, but I have a metro line that consists of a subway station. And that subway station has a metro line. You can see all those red people are people using the metro line. So people are going to and from work over here. It's just not enough. Or I need to figure out a better way. You know what? I could fix that right now. I could make a bus line. Okay. So I have people who are coming out of the metro line. I know I'm jumping around problems. We'll fix that traffic problem in a bit. But for now, I've become focused on this. So if that's going this way, then here's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and move... Oh, by the way, you can make bus routes. Did I not explain that? Yeah. So let's go ahead and make a bus stop here. And then let's delete some of these stops. And then we'll come up with another yellow color. We'll make this a two-way bus route. Mass transit's important, and I'll get into that at another time because, oh my god, that's going to be a lot of time. But, let's see. Do I like that? Do I like that little roundabout? It's not hurting anything, and there's no traffic coming through that little road just yet. So let's go ahead and start adding some more stops. Let's make... Whoops. No! Get rid of that. Let's go ahead and add a new stop right there. And then let's go ahead and add a new stop. And they'll be able to walk that far. Let's add a new stop right here. Add a new stop right there. And then we'll go ahead and add another stop right here. Whoops. Okay. And I think that'll do it. So that's a bus route going one way. Now let's go ahead and create a new line. Where's my bus depot? My bus depot's there, so they'll go around. So let's go ahead and make this go... I don't know if I want them to stop that way. Yeah, okay, let's not do that. So let's have this bus route start here. And I'm going to You can't, in the PC game, you can totally customize the colors of bus routes and make them any color you want. It's really nice. For some reason, in the Xbox version, you don't have that ability. So if you want to get a custom color on your bus route, you have to just sit here and delete it and like replace it until you get the color you want. I'm trying to make this other one yellow. That's perfect. Okay. It's going to be a little confusing because they're going to be the same color, but so let's make it like a mirror image. So we're going to add a stop here, and we're going to add a stop here. We're going to add a stop here and here. And you can see when you add a stop, it changes to make this little indentation for your buses to be able to stop. Yeah, I definitely get a Roller Coaster Tycoon vibe, but if you're at all like me, and you played Roller Coaster Tycoon, and you're like, this is cool, but I'm not really that big into theme parks. Like, this is like Roller Coaster Tycoon to the fucking max. Like, you're designing a whole fucking city. It's nuts. But okay. And then let's go ahead and complete the line. All right, now, here's what I'm hoping. And it's a slightly different color of yellow, so that's good. I'm hoping that by doing this, all the people who are getting off on the metro station here are going to be able to hop on a bus, and I've even created a nice little bridge, pedestrian bridge, and they'll be able to use this bus line to get around to some of these beleaguered areas that don't have enough employment. So traffic here is going to handle itself. Yeah, we want to make it better and improve it at some point, but it's working for now, and I kind of don't want to break it. I'll fix it later. But in the meantime, we just started a new bus route. So I'm going to show you guys what happens when you do that. So we're going to unpause, and we're going to get it going here. And this is my bus depot. And we're going to see here any minute, it's going to start spawning buses to go man my depot. There's one. And they're going to go take up position and start running that bus route. Now, like anything in this game, it takes time for the effects of what you build to really take hold. So it'll be a while before pedestrians actually start using the bus route. That's something else I want to work on at some point. My bus routes are kind of a mess. I'm using them to try to reduce traffic and to get people where they need to go, but it's kind of messy. There are not only 2 buses on this route. There have to be more than that. Really? Oh, there's another one. Oh wait, that's a different color. That's not right. Why is that one... Where's that one going? Here, let's do this. If I do selector and I select this bus, no, I can't. Apparently, I can't do that. So that one is light pink. Where is the light pink line? Oh god, these are my bus routes. They're a mess. Don't look. No, they're not. They're actually pretty cool. I don't understand where he's going. I don't have a light pink line anywhere. Oh, it's that one. Okay, so that's the route that goes around this triangle and then goes through the tunnel and then up this street. Okay, so that's where he's going. I guess they have to, like, go back to the bus depot to get repaired at some point. But, okay. So I'm going to unpause it. And in this view, we can see all the public transit options. So now, yeah, like, this bus... Where'd it go? This bus is going to its first stop. You can see that it stops at the little station. This other bus, I'm not sure why it decided to go this way, but whatever. Once it gets on the line, it follows the line. So that's going to be cool. I'm kind of hoping we'll get to see... Yes! Alright, I'm going to sign off soon because I am getting fucking exhausted. But this is a subway. I was fucking amazed when I found this out because the subway, if you look at it, is completely underground. And while when you build it, it does show you the tunnel, I just thought it was a tunnel and they were kind of being lazy and it just made people come in and out of the metro. I didn't realize there actually is a subway train running under here. And you can only see it when you're looking at an underground view because obviously it's a subway, it's underground. But let's take a tour of this metro line real quick. There's another train coming in. It's going to be hard to see because of the way the view works. But we're going to go ahead and follow the line here. And you can see it comes up through the industrial district and around this area, around Ocean View. And it comes up around this bend and up into Main Street. and you'll be able to see in a second, it's going to let out all the passengers. You can see all those red people, they're people getting in the subway. So you can see all these people get out, and you can see on the surface there's tons of people using it, which is awesome. And if I pause it here for a second, that's a subway station, and this is my main street. If I zoom out, that's the main street that's connected all the way back to the freeway, which is a fucking mess that I don't even want to deal with. But, let's see here. So we can follow the subway cars, and they continue on up Main Street, and they kind of merge over, which is going to be a problem if I make any underground traffic tunnels, is they'll actually run into the metro line, and I have to figure out how I'm going to space those out. But it comes over here to this line, and we can see there's another, oh god, see, my mass transit system is so beleaguered. Those are all people waiting for the bus, so that's a mess. You can see all the people getting off the subway and getting back on the subway. So the subway is a huge success. Buses can hold, I think, 30 people, and the metro line can hold somewhere in the vicinity of like over 100 people, I think. So it's you know, less frequent stops, but much larger travel. So then it comes over here, and it kind of does a little right turn, and it's actually going into the Coleridge district. And you're going to see here it's going to stop, and the Coleridge district, if I pause and zoom out for a second, is the area that is separated by the freeway on all four sides, and so there are only a couple surface streets that connect to Main Street, and so the metro is a big way for people to be able to actually get down into this area. But if I go ahead and look here, you can see tons of people waiting to get on the freeway, and you can see this nice little, it's not really the roundest, I could probably make it more round, it's tricky, but all these people getting into the subway, and all these other people coming out, like that's so cool, and they're all going somewhere. Oh, and there's a car that just spawned there, that's interesting. But okay, the subway's moving, and you can see it makes another turn here. Hey, and there's a bus stopping there to pick up people, that's cool. There it goes. But and there's another bus. God, the transit system is intense. And then we have the subway continue on, and you can see it goes underneath the freeway overpass that we just made, which was something I was actually worried about when I was initially designing this. I was worried these tunnels were going to run into the metro line, but you can see I was smart. Oh, and when I do build this residential area in this area, I'm going to have a metro stop that comes up there, so that's going to be fucking cool. Where'd the train go? There it is. It only renders at a certain distance. So the train continues on past the freeway. It's a very long track, and you can see more people riding more bus lines over here. You can see why I love this game. It's ridiculous. You can do so much. And here we go. The metro line continues in this direction, and then it stops at this station. And this station now puts us in the middle of this high-density zone, this high-density residential zone. I'm probably going to have to rework this because I don't know where pedestrians are going to go or how they're going to get to where they need to go. I'm considering building a taxi depot, but that's a story for another time. My God. Oh, and you can just see all the people pouring out of the subway. It's crazy. Super, and a car that apparently spawns. They do that sometimes. People apparently have pocket cars, is the running joke. I don't want to destroy the illusion. It's like, I don't know. It's a game, so like they have to make some concessions, and whatever. Maybe he left his car parked there next to the subway, and then he took the subway, and he came back, and there was his car. And now the subway stops at the lumber mill, where if I'm lucky, lots of people are getting out to go to work. There's no residential, and there's no, you can see people with their little lunchboxes. There's no residential, and there's no commercial zones in the lumber mill. So everybody getting off at that station is going to work, which is exactly what I want. The main thing is to connect my really long-range residential districts with the different industrial districts that need employment. The problem is that the other industrial district, for some reason, is not receiving passengers. And then I have this stop that I'm not too married to because people don't really use it that much. Well, I guess people are getting on it there. And you can see some people are getting off. This one doesn't have nearly as much traffic. And this one is supposed to be in the middle of another residential wing right here. But I don't know. It's a less densely populated area, and there's a lot of bus routes, and people drive cars. So like, I don't really know how much they use. Whatever. I can move it later. I can build another metro line, and then the metro line just continues back in the other direction. So I think that's immensely cool. I haven't started fucking around with actual trains, but that's gonna eventually happen. It's complicated. Maybe someday I'll go into more explicit detail. I got to redo the bus routes and extend this area to have more habitation spaces. I really, really like... That's so immensely cool that they have parking structures behind these urban areas. So these are high-density residential buildings, and when you put them into squares like this, they end up creating these really interesting spaces that I just think are pretty neat. Yeah. So I'm probably going to come in here and fill this up with some offices, which will help with the industry, and some residential structures, which are going to help with living, obviously. But that's for another time. I'm going to get way too out of hand if I just start going crazy tonight. Let's go ahead and check up. We've been exploring the city. Let's check up on the traffic situation over here. And now back to Tom with traffic downtown. Tom, what do you see? Oh, well, the new freeway interchange is bustling with activity, allowing clear flow for different citizens who are coming to see our town. Main Street, as beleaguered as it has been by public transit, has become greatly alleviated by the new changes, and excited citizens welcome tourists and visitors alike as they enter our bustling metropolis. Back to you, Tom. Thanks, Tom. Oh god, I gotta figure out how to rework this. Bus depot. So, something cool, if we're looking at the mass transit lines, they're kind of a mess, and they make sense to me. And the basic notion is that the metro connects a lot of these disparate neighborhoods, and then within those neighborhoods, buses drive them around. If we were to take a look over here, the lumber mill is a mess that I would have to take some serious time to explain, but I have bus routes that run in and out of the lumber mill and actually return to residential districts by coming down here and then kind of going up and around and you know, looping up here, and then they come down and get up on the freeway and then go around the lumber mill. The notion is that they take people to the lumber mill to work. That kind of got alleviated by building the metro line in there, so I don't know if I'm going to keep that. It's kind of hard at a glance to tell where people are going. You can pick an individual person and follow them, but you know, you can't. It's hard to see a visualization of how people are moving. And I'm actually a little disappointed that I'm not seeing any pedestrians using this bus line yet that I've created. So maybe that means there isn't any demand for it. I'm not sure what that means. But we just have empty buses driving around. And if I come over here and I look at the public transit station, there's a train that just came in, and here's a bunch of people getting off. So let's see where these people go. A lot of them are probably just walking to their work. But a lot of them, hopefully, are going to get at the bus station over here. Some of them are. Okay. So let's see this in action. We have a bus getting ready to come down from a traffic light up there. Now this is kind of a problem. People used to drive to work in order to get to the industrial sector. The problem was that created a lot of traffic, and the industrial sector was a nightmare. So I created a lot of mass transit to be able to take people into this place to work. Now we can see all these yellow people getting on the yellow line, which is great. And actually, that's great. They filled up the bus. There's not enough room. So this is working. It's actually working. They're taking people to work. All right. So there's another stop over here. Let's see if people get off. The problem with this setup is that now there are so many pedestrians coming into the industrial sector to work that they're starting to clog up traffic. So it's a balance, right? You encourage, but it's working. I mean, look at how little traffic there is coming here, although that is partly because the unemployment rate is so high in the industrial sector. I'm really happy with the way this is working. So you can see a bunch more people just got off here because they're going to work. And let's go look at the subway line and see if a new subway... Yep, a new subway just arrived to bring more people into work. Now we can see all these people coming out of the subway. Excellent. And there's probably going to be another bus coming shortly. Yep, there it is. Right on time. I'm kidding, they're not scheduled. They just kind of run however traffic allows. So we can see the yellow people are the people that are getting on the bus, and then everyone else is walking somewhere to work. I hope they use the pedestrian bridge. If they use the pedestrian bridge, I'm going to really nerd out. Because I built that specifically so that people could... Well, actually, specifically so people could avoid crossing the street right there like they just did, so maybe it was a waste of fucking time. I don't know. You can't really tell people where to go. They just kind of go wherever works. They'll generally take the most efficient route, and if the most efficient route is crossing the street and holding up traffic, they'll just do that. So we got people getting off the bus there. We got more people getting off the bus there. I'm kind of not happy with this. I would like the buses to just be turning. This was originally a turnaround for when the bus line just ran vertically through the industrial sector. But whatever, I'm intending on like completely redoing this entire industrial sector eventually anyway, so... I'm just really hoping that this is going to help alleviate the problems that they're having. So is anybody using the bus station over here? So we can see some people are getting on the bus, but we can see a lot of people are getting out of the metro station to get on the yellow line, which is really great. That's everything I could have hoped for. So it looks like this is going to pay off. Mass transit's important. And see, if you were playing on the PC, hey now, if you were playing on the PC, the newer expansion packs include trams, which operate like light rails, and tram tracks can be built independently so that they can drive by themselves, but then they can merge into streets and drive at the center of wide streets. I don't know why that train didn't drop anybody off. That's weird. Oh, here comes another train. So let's see if this drops people off. And I might add more stops. I don't know. The amount of buses that man a line depend on how many stops there are and how much of a budget you're putting to public transportation. You want to be careful, because if you make your public transportation budget too high, then they're going to clog up the system, and it's a balance. And the bigger your city gets, the more delicate the balance. I'm at the point now where money isn't a problem. I was literally struggling to come up with like 50 grand to build a new medical clinic, and now I have 500 grand because of all this massive expansion that I've done and because of the commerce from the freeway. It's great. And I'm actually really proud of how this turned out, so that's fucking cool. Oh god, look at that, it works. The system works. And so this area is still kind of high traffic, but I'm spacing out the intersections well enough, and it seems like it's not being too much of a hassle. But yeah, the next thing I'll do is expand that residential district, and man, that'll be cool. And I want to throw this out there, although I'm probably not going to be able to stream it. My work has an Xbox in the break room, and I figured out I can totally, I have my profile loaded on there so I can log in with a password, and I downloaded this game so I can actually play at work on my lunch break. That's pretty fucking cool. Man. Let's look at the traffic overlay again. Wow, I cannot believe... See, the thing about freeways... No, there are no car accidents, unfortunately. I think that would be a cool mechanic. Traffic just works. They don't hit pedestrians, they kind of just go through them if they really are colliding, and the game can't exactly resolve, they just like go through each other. I'm concerned by the color on some of these roads. These are higher traffic than I anticipated. I don't know why. You can see that's a really high traffic pinch point, kind of. But then again, it says that's a high traffic pinch point, and traffic just sails through there. Look at that metro train. A lot of this stuff was slapdash. A lot of it was just like I had unused roads and I just put zoning there because I needed more buildings and I had the intention of tearing it down later. So that'll be cool. But yeah, the city is coming together bit by bit. You know, another productive evening. That's cool. You just saw some buses come out of the tunnel there. Not as many people. I thought that would be a main traffic thoroughfare. I thought a lot more people would go through this tunnel in order to get to that part of town, but it looks like that's not exactly the case. It's too bad. But man, freeway changes take way too much space. I don't like it. I mean, if you want one that's efficient and doesn't cause traffic jams, because what I've done here, by having a freeway exit and entrance right here, this is kind of Arizona style. This is what the freeways are like where I live, where there's just an exit ramp and an entrance ramp, and they just line up at intersections. The problem with this is that you then create an intersection here and then another intersection right here, which is an absolute boon to any traffic that's coming this way, which is what these guys are totally doing right now. What I might do, ooh, that's actually a really good idea. What I might do is, yeah, that's an idea. I could probably create a one-way street coming this way and maybe have this split off into two streets, which then meet the overpass, and then have a one-way street that comes down in a tunnel and then comes back up somewhere over here in this district to let traffic out that way. And then maybe I could make this tunnel a one-way street or something. I don't know. When it gets to really dense urban air, let me, since I haven't fucking stopped, let me take an opportunity to point out the master of efficiency that is the Rubicon Timber Mill. It's a lumber mill. I have a freeway, and if I look at the road map, I have a freeway that goes over and a freeway that goes under. And this thing is a tunnel that goes back the other way and doesn't intersect that tunnel going this way. But if you just observe the traffic, trucks, and let me see if I can find, trucks come in this way, and people even driving their cars to work, they get off the freeway, and they come down into a intersection that doesn't have any traffic lights because both of the streets are one way going in opposite directions. Traffic never stops except for pedestrians walking to work, which is kind of a hassle for a freeway off-ramp. I didn't anticipate that happening because of the public transit. But trucks get off and they stop and they make deliveries at their destinations, and they sometimes wig out like that. That happens. And then they just keep on driving. You can see another truck dropping off there, bringing in more stuff. And the traffic splits off in two directions right there. And if we follow it up, this side goes up this way and goes to those. And actually, if I go to my zone view, we can see this is all industrial. And actually, if I go to my districts, we can see that this is all one district, and it has a lot of subsidies for lumber industry. So lumber industry is a really great industry because it doesn't pollute. It's clean. It doesn't bother nearby residents, and it produces extra money. So we can see as we travel up here, all of the traffic that way is coming up and around, and then all the traffic up here goes around a loop in order to link back up, and they both come back down here, and the 6-lane one-way streets temporarily turn into highways that merge and then reconnect to another 6-lane street so that there's no traffic light. And sometimes when I'm really stressed out or when I'm working on something that's just making me scratch my head, I like to come back here and just look at this intersection, because this is such a fucking, it's like butter. It's so perfect the way it flows, and traffic never stops. And it's actually not too busy. Oh, and the other thing worth mentioning is because this splits and you can only pick one direction, what happens if a truck wants to go one direction but it still needs to make pickups in the other direction? Well, that's why I have this little fly-off tunnel that actually comes off of that entry ramp and loops back around to reconnect with the freeway, and kind of goes behind this residential district. So anybody who needs to do another loop to go the other direction just gets off that exit ramp and comes back up and comes around and goes back into the entryway. That's why you have so much traffic going in and then not as much traffic going back, because a lot of it's actually looping back around. So it's just really cool, and it has a lot of capacity. You can see the streets are primarily empty. It's going to be a while before I get to a point where this becomes an issue. And actually, I don't think it's ever going to become an issue because this place is filled up and it's at max capacity. I don't think I can produce any more timber from this area. So that's cool. And that's an example of a massively efficient industrial system with trucks coming and going and not stopping at freeway speeds. And that's really fucking cool. And I eventually want to completely restructure my original industrial district to be more like that. You can see Currently, the unemployment problem is making it so that there's not as much traffic as there usually is, but you can see it's just, you know, regular intersections and traffic's kind of a mess, and I want to make another efficiency loop, and I'm going to probably extend it, and I'm going to turn some of these into offices, and I'm going to hopefully reduce some of this awful pollution. That's all pollution from sewage and from the industrial park, so I don't know how I'm going to fucking fix that. But, ew, it's so ugly. But whatever, we got a lot of work in the years to come that I'm going to be playing this fucking game. So yeah, anybody who wants to check this game out, I highly recommend it. I mean, look at how much I've done on the Xbox using an Xbox controller. That's pretty nuts when you think about it. This freeway interchange is popping. That's just so cool. Eventually, one of the things I want to do is I want to expand out, put on natural resources. All that light green is farmland. And so I'm eventually planning on I'm buying that plot of land north of here and just making that all farmland, which I got to be careful because then that's going to create even more traffic. It's just going to be an absolute mess. Even though this freeway represents what once was the edge of town, it's eventually going to be the center of the city as it expands out and around, and it's just going to be so cool. But check back for more updates. I won't stream absolutely everything I do. I'm going to do a lot of stuff off camera, try to keep it as entertaining as possible. There's a lot of boring shit I want to do in the background. Call it the Grims. That's good. But yeah, I'm fucking wiped. This is probably my favorite part of the game, is when you finish a big project and then you get to go look at it and just be like, I made that. That's so fucking cool. And you can probably find way more efficient freeway systems. But this one is mine, and it's unique, and it's really cool, and I love the double tunnels that overlap that just don't seem possible. Because they're probably not. And you can see there's a little bit of weirdness going on where it's not rendering some things. I think I have too many freeway structures. But again, the Xbox, anybody who's thinking about snatching up this game, and you don't have a good PC to run it, fucking get it, you know? A lot of people would worry that it wouldn't run very well. It runs fantastic, and one of the reasons is because they made really smart optimization choices, and they made it so that the Xbox stops rendering things if they become too much. So you have little incidents where stuff like that happens, where stuff disappears like that. That doesn't happen very often. This is honestly the first time I've ever seen that happen. But it does that instead of slowing down the performance of the game. So it prioritizes function over form. Let's have a look over here. There's a dead person in this building, and they're not being picked up. So I just want to check real quick and see if there are any hearses on the way, because there should be. Let's look at death care. So let's bring up the info tab, let's go over to health care, and let's tab over to death care. Oh, yep, there's a hearse right there. He's just stuck in traffic. Oh, and he's going the wrong way. Why is he going that way? I hope this other hearse is on the way to pick up that dead guy. Yep. I just love the detail in this game. That's a consideration you have to make. What are you going to do with dead people? Do you have a cemetery? You know, can your hearses get to where people die? So you can see two little guys get out, and they walk into the building. And then in a second, you're going to see something really neat. Yep, they come out with a little coffin, and they load it back up into the hearse, and they drive off. But I'm super fucking happy, and worth noting that traffic jam that we saw earlier was totally just a result of all the people moving into the city to move into the new residential district. So that's going to happen anytime I build a lot of urban housing. But that's really fucking cool. Let's see. Let me save the game. I better save the game, especially now that I'm playing this game at work. Okay, so that's the original version. Every time I save it, it syncs to the cloud save so I can load it from another location. I better stop, because if I don't stop, I'll just keep going. I do this all the time. We're like, okay, I'm done playing, and then I continue to play for like another 4 hours. That's pretty cool. Look at that detail. That's pretty cool. So that's a little trick I found out, is if you lay gravel roads connecting highways, it doesn't create a stoplight, but it does create a little flyover where people can change direction, and it also creates these little signs, which is just really... And you can see they disappear when I zoom out. That's to save on resources. Better have stuff disappear at a distance than have the game run like shit. So kudos to the developers for really doing an amazing job on this port and making this game run like fucking butter. I don't know how they did it. But follow me if you want to see more. I'm going to try to continue this series, but it's really going to be up to when I'm feeling up to it, because I'm not feeling up to this all the time. And like I said, I'm going to make some changes off camera, but I've had a lot of viewers, and hopefully I've gotten a lot of people interested. And hopefully a lot of people want to see more from this game, or maybe they're not going to tune in because next time they're going to have this game for themselves and they're not going to want to be bothered, which is perfectly understandable, and more power to you if you do end up enjoying the game. But like I said, I could spend hours watching this shit, and I do, well, probably. But in the meantime, there's stuff happening, and we're running low on certain industries, and there's still a big unemployment problem in the industrial district, which has actually been helped a little bit. But a lot of these buildings have been demolished because they were abandoned because there's nobody working there. So I'm going to have to fix that. And I'm going to have to fix this god-awful freeway interchange system that I originally did. This is like the first freeway interchange design that I ever made, and it was just a mess. I was going for volume, and I was just trying to make as many exit ramps as possible to allow a lot of this traffic. And it works. It doesn't stop. It's not gridlocked, but it's just messy and ugly, and I could make it more efficient like the lumber mill. But, yeah, tune in again if you want to see more. And I hope I got you guys interested. And I'm just going to go ahead and leave us on a shot of this gorgeous, gorgeous freeway interchange that we built. Try to get a good camera angle where it's not wigging out. But yeah, that's City Skylines. And no, he didn't have an accident. They just they collide through each other and they kind of stop. It's kind of funny, but hey, it works. And on the PC version, there are mods for better traffic and more realistic traffic and all sorts of ways you can customize the flow of traffic. That is gorgeous. That is fucking beautiful. I've never built a 4-way freeway interchange, and it's just so cool to see it moving. But yeah, that's City Skylines. Thanks for checking it out, and tune in next time, and I hope you guys have a good one. I'll catch y'all later. This is Artronimo, signing off. Xbox, stop broadcast.